All right, can everybody hear me? Welcome to the ICL. We're going to play Katie's favorite game. Guess those casters. I mean, I suppose you could guess who I am. I'm not Katie. I really narrowed it down by saying it was Katie's favorite game. Or unless I'm speaking in the third
What
person.
if you're a liar? What if you are a liar?
Also possible. Can they hear you?
Yes, they can't hear me.
Oh, okay. Can you guess this person? You really only have two people to guess tonight because we only have two people in the pre-show. Others may come or they're already here.
Who
Who
knows?
knows? Who
Who
knows?
knows? Well, with all those amazing guesses,
Mm-hmm.
I think we can show ourselves. Oh, that's us.
Oh, somebody wonders. And then Wonder
Welcome
appears.
to the ICL Week 3.
Is it 3 weeks
We
in already? Sorry.
technically 4, but we had an off week. You know, we had an off week for the DLC travelers.
Right. Yes. And I was so stressed because I thought we were having the ICL that week. And then you're like, oh, no, it's not this week. I was like, good, because I had 3,000 things I needed to do. So good call on that. That makes sense. I'm glad we did
You
that.
like that? Some people were telling me we should have skipped this week and played last week. So I don't know, but I really don't want to do like a 2 week
Yeah,
hiatus.
no. And I think that's good. I mean, my brain is absolutely cooked from the actual tournament in itself,
Event
so I have
itself.
no idea what I'm going to say tonight, or if I'll even be able to recognize cards on a uh,
Oh,
playmat. It's
fantastic.
great. We have no idea what's going to happen. My brain is absolutely fried. Yesterday was like all travel, and we know how travel goes with for me, so it'll be fun.
Oh yeah, you
It's been
left your
great
purse in a plane once. You've had a
once,
lot of fun. What? How many times have you left your purse on a plane?
just the once, I think.
Okay, the
Yeah.
way you said once was like the
Well, because you were like
yeah,
once, and I was
only
like, I did do
once.
that. Like, yeah, no, that was a one time on the plane, and then I had a 10-hour layover, and now I'm just used to layovers being at least an hour or more. And then there was one point I was on the plane, and then we had an hour delay because they had to reroute and go around. So like instead of going just straight to Denver, we went into Nebraska a little bit and then kind of hooked around for about an hour. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. So
That's
yeah. And then
it's
in
terrifying.
Milwaukee, my flight was at 5 p.m. and then it was at 6 p.m. and then 7 p.m. and then 8, 9, 10, 11 canceled. Super fun. And then I had to reschedule it for Monday morning. So I get cooked with travel every time I leave my house.
Yeah, that's. I just slept in a car ride.
You didn't even drive?
No,
Hmm.
they didn't ask me to. I would have.
I would have driven, but you were not required to. So
Yeah,
it works
they
out.
each the two people that sat in the front the whole time. They each drove half the trip. Steve and Emma did. I
Oh.
just sat in the back seat with Milo and relaxed, played some
I was going to say,
Switch and
they had their
slept.
dog with them, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, nice. You got to hang out with the dog, eat snacks, take
yeah, it
naps,
was it was a
be
nice. It
the
was like
second
being a
dog of the
child
family.
again. Yeah, it was like being a
Yeah.
child going on vacation.
Oh, man.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
36 hours of delays? That is insanity. Oof.
it is one of the rough aspects about doing events.
Was just getting absolutely cooked. Yeah, I was in, I don't even know where I was. It doesn't matter because I was on the way back and JDZ and I were going through security and I get an update on my phone that said that I had a 24-hour delay. And I was like,
24
absolutely not.
hour?
Yeah, absolutely not.
No
I,
way.
no. And then so we panic sprinted to the desk and the girl, I get up there and I was like, it's like, oh, okay, I have this. Is this okay? And she goes, oh, you got that email too? No, I don't know why they're just being sent out. I was just like, I just ran through the Denver airport. It was Denver because we could barely breathe because of the altitude. So,
You have like the opposite. Yours gets like delayed constantly. I've had to run from connection flights and like be the last person on the plane,
mm,
like panting. They're calling my phone as I'm running, but I have like in my earbuds listening to music. I answer the phone, but my earbuds don't work as the phone, so I can't actually hear them. I'm trying to be like, "Who are you?" because it's an unknown number. I'm running with like multiple bags, and that's how I lost one of my pins. Is I'm pretty sure while running, like it like hit the other bag strap and popped off.
So now, is that because you were late to the airport? No, because you go to the airport like
No.
7 hours early.
This was a connecting flight. So like my
Oh.
plane lands and they delayed a little bit, but like they didn't adjust my connection at all. And
Hmm.
it's just like, oh, I guess that's happening. But we
All
should
right. Well,
probably, show the players who are playing
sure.
tonight.
I can definitely do that, but I do have to take a small human to the bathroom. So
Oh, well,
it'll be
that is
fun.
a reasonable
Yeah.
thing to do. And I'll introduce Michael Beatty Bunks from the Inknights. He's got a top 16 CCS 1K in set 1, a top 32 CCS 10K in set 6, and a top 16 Mighty Meeple 1K in set 2. Pretty nice little playmat there. I'm interested in what the Mighty Meeple 1K is. I like the name of that event. Like, pretty good. And that playmat is a Pokemon one, I think. I think that's the Pokemon logo on the top left. Like their kind of how like the NBA has their logo with like the red, blue, and the white thing. That's like the Pokemon version. Seems to be there. We got JDZ coming in here. All right, on the raid that is.
All right, I am back. Small human is taken care of for now.
For now, yes.
For now. You know how they are.
About 2 minutes later.
Yeah, right. Yep. Oh my goodness. All right. So who do we have? Oh yeah, that is a playmat that I heard you talking about it, and I was like, I don't know anything about Pokemon. No, it's cool. Looks cool.
Well,
Looks like a
Bunks is
thing
going to be
going on.
starting us off, and then we're going to be going into who?
Jeff Jones.
Who?
Yeah.
Jeff
Baymax,
Jones.
apparently.
Yeah, Baymax.
Baymax, which is classically
Baymax.
how that song goes. So it really works out pretty well there.
16 mats won.
16 champ mats. My goodness. 23 champ promos. I beat set 4 Bucky Discard with a Porcana deck one time. Dude, I feel you. You know what? Those Porcana like achievements need to be on our player cards. You know what I mean? Like I just feel like it's good. It's good stuff. Depends on the color pairing though, because I think Sapphire Steel Porcana decks are unfair.
I don't even know what a Porcana deck is. I'm ignorant.
So basically, you build a deck with a like monetary restriction. Like the deck can't be more than $15 or something like that. So then you can't throw like a bunch of docs and things like that in there, and you got to get real creative because you don't get to use the good cards, you get to use the bad cards.
I mean, Doc was only 50 cents when I bought him.
Listen, we all know your spectacular spec on Doc.
Do they start at the season prices, or is it like
what it is at the time?
What it is.
So like whatever it is that day, or when you build the deck, or that's Porcana too. There's just no rares and up. So apparently there are different types of Porcana depending on maybe who's holding the tournament.
Yeah, different. Like that's the thing with fan formats is like there's
depends on who says. Because I played in one that I think it was like under $30, and I've heard of other people playing with other rates. But then again, a Gambit in chat said I thought it was with no rares and up, and I have also heard of that format before. So, yeah, right, yeah.
And then taking down the last spot, we got Chandler, Nayron. Top 8 CCS 2K, top 16 CCS 10K in October, and then in top 20 in the CCS 13K in March. I bet he lives close to the CCS.
I was about to say, yeah. I was like, do you live in or around Atlanta? That's a very good way to tell. Yeah. But still, top 8 in CCS is so difficult to get because it's like 40 billion people cut to top 8. So that hurts.
It's like old school other games. It was interesting seeing top cuts be more than 8 players.
Yeah.
I'm used to like single eliminations be like just the top 8, right? A whole bunch of people make day 2.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm used to just like, oh, yep, we're just cutting right now. These are the 8 players who made it farther. So it was like kind of interesting seeing like top 64, then top 32. I wonder if it'll go to a top 16 next.
I mean, I would love that just because it's like you play day 1, you do really well. You play day 2, you do really well, and then you just get like not like just like your breakers kind of. You just end up like ninth place at CCS is like the most pain. It's just pain because you
You
beat
know,
hundreds of other people, but you're ninth.
something I wouldn't mind happening is them resetting breakers on day 2.
I don't even know how that would work.
You just give them a record and then you let them play, and then their tiebreakers are based strictly on their performance on day 2.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, that makes sense. Because, like, you can't really control what happens to you your first and second round. Like, if that person decided to just, like, you know,
Yeah.
burn their deck and quit the tournament, you're like, well, that's not my fault.
It's just a way to try to equalize the impact that buys have had in some events and others. But let's check out our first backseat player here.
Jonathan Q.
Such a build up on that first name, and bam, Q.
Yeah, Q. Backseat genius player who unfortunately don't have none yet. So, I mean, the potential with this player is unlimited, and I think that that's great. I think that's exciting for us. Yeah, anything. Wins round 2 of ICL, first time on ICL, crushes it. 2-0s.
And
there's enough space for all of that, what I just said verbatim. So
verbatim.
Yeah.
Well, Jonathan, he's hopefully this season gives him some things to put on there.
Is that a United hat? Does he fly? Like, I'm trying to maybe like parse out some stuff about this Illumineer because we've literally have no information at all. What about chat? Who's this guy? You guys know anything about him? This photo was taken.
He at least has a photo
where he
done
needed winter.
because we do not have the information for Honest Abe, who is playing today, but we don't have his card.
This team is very mysterious. I'm kind of liking the vibe. I'm just like, well, I don't have any achievements that I'm going to tell you about. And then our last player is a mystery.
Santiago, he did have his stuff filled out. So we do have him, if you'd like to read his card off.
Santiago, top 16 DLC Vegas. I did that, but on a side event. But anyway, national competitor. Yeah, that's great. Chicagoland's greatest. Oh, wow. That is an absolute flex and bold statement all in one. There are some phenomenal players in that area. So to say greatest what though? You know what I mean? Like greatest what?
A variety of things, I assume.
A variety of things. Yeah, there's plenty of things. Greatest napper? Like he's the best at napping? Or
that might
is
be
it just
J-Bomb.
Yeah. His bedtime is early, but yeah, so or greatest, like there's no period at the end of that sentence. So I'm assuming there's a word that comes after it. Can't be greatest period, right? You can't take that from the entire Chicago area.
Just the greatest at everything.
Yeah, just the greatest full stop.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's reasonable.
Yeah. You can put anything on your player card. Or you can put nothing on your player card, as we've learned, so.
All right, we're waiting for one more player screen to get set up, and then we should be able to jump into some action here.
All right.
But it's that time where we get to predict who we think is going to win.
This is my favorite time because I like to say teams that aren't actually playing right now.
Yeah, you like to get up to some silly shenanigans is what you
like to do.
That is
all I'm about. There's nothing serious about things that I say and do. So I hope people never take me seriously. And then 6 months from now, I'll be like, I know, right? 6 months from now, I'll be like, nobody takes me seriously. I don't understand what happened. It's like, you literally told them not to. Well, whatever. But I don't know. I really like Inknights logo. I really do. So I think they're going to win or whatever. You know,
just
they're gonna win some. I do. I like it though. It's very
reasonable.
Yeah, the ghost is cute, and I like the ghost, and I like the color, like the teal, but purple's better. And there's just like I don't know, Inknights. You know, sounds cool. Sounds good.
It is very well set up. I will agree with that for sure.
Logos are hard.
Um,
So, I feel like that's half the battle. It's like the metagame before the metagame is getting your logo right. And so props for that. I hear the spooky sounds
I'm
in
gonna go
Discord.
for the Inknights as well. We're gonna make the backseat. Like, there's only two people here. I'm not gonna be forced into who I vote for. Just
Just to balance it out. Well, then, okay,
yeah,
I'm
well, I'm
voting
not
for them.
balancing here. I'm making backseat play with their backs to the wall. Right, they're gonna have to try hard.
Uh-huh.
You know,
Not to
and
let us
maybe
down.
maybe the casting curse comes back. Maybe it doesn't. Good luck with that, I guess.
That's not my problem. All right. Well, no, I would. Yeah, so I picked it because of the logo. Why are you picking it? Just because you don't want to have to pick the other team just to balance it? Are you just being
I mean,
contrarian at this
that's
point?
part of it, I
Okay.
guess. But I drove in with Steven and he's on that team, so I figured it's only fair.
Oh, so you're biased. Okay.
Yes. Oh, yeah, yeah. I never
Oh.
said I wasn't.
Oh. Well, I just wanted to know the reason.
Oh.
That's it. That's
I'm a
all I
bad
wanted to know.
person.
What?
Nepotism.
Whoa.
Nepotism.
Go on. Yeah. All right. That's how we pick teams here. I'm just kidding. That's not how we pick teams. And if JDZ or Katie or Garrick were here, they'd probably be able to rein this in, but they can't because they're not. Yeah. That's what happens.
But I do
happens.
believe we're just about ready. Let's pop us over and check out the player screen.
I love this
here.
play mat. Oh, and they have the
It
sleeves
is-
too. See, they're totally gonna win this. But again, that classic like Pete cloth mat with the is this something Symphonies is the one that does those mats? Oh, I hate it here. All right. Then you have the Inknight sleeves as well. We went full branding.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Love
Although
that.
I mean, Maelstrom hasn't done that yet, but we're all like grinders, and it's like we don't want logos on our sleeves, anyways. As cool as they look, as cool as they look.
You're like, yeah, you wear the sleeves out, and you're like, I have been through 4 boxes of personalized sleeves this week, and it is starting to add up.
Yeah, I already use inner sleeves. I don't want to have to use. I don't want a triple sleeve.
Oh my god.
Like,
Yeah, no, I don't even know how to do that. I
maybe
picked up somebody's
one
deck
Too many steps.
in the DLC because I was like, oh, I'm gonna do the right thing and like shuffle because I always see people shuffling their opponent's deck, to make sure that it's randomized. And I picked it up when it was shuffling. I was like, is this double sleeved? And he's like, yeah. I was like, I'm sorry. Oh no. So yeah, that was that's a fun screen to have. Tell them that we can see their entire phone. And now we know the social security number. So perfect. All right. So we're seeing that we're going to go ahead and alter quite a few cards over on Michael's side. And I love when we do alters the proper way. You know what I mean? We're like, you go first. You won the die roll. So you alter first. I will now alter second. Because like the anarchy altering at the same time is always like,
I love the tech support friend. And since we're waiting a few moments here, just like to point out some new things. You might notice that we have these stars on the screen. And I'm not talking about Color and I.
Good joke.
Although I can't tell if they're not lined up or if this...
So is that to indicate game wins? Or match wins? I'm really good at this. Match wins will be indicated by a star. Is it because of the lore star that's why we story star?
This is just what Bobby made. Bobby upgraded his lore app quite a bit.
That's pretty cool.
I should probably...
Bobby has been absolutely killing it. He even put together that entire letter thing for the scavenger hunt that Rochelle was doing during spoiler season. So you could when Rochelle would like sneak us a letter, you could go put it in there and then move it all around. Like Bobby has, do I know? Oh, fantastic. So we're finally shuffling up. Is this a cloth mat? Oh, I love that gold mat. All right, so yeah, we have, I think it's cloth mat versus cloth mat, or maybe not. I don't know. Chat, are you team cloth mat? Or are you team normal people mat?
We're always team cloth mat. What do you mean? Normal people mat, some rubber stuff that
I don't
it's
know. I
like
like
gets
all the stuff.
all
The cloth,
weird feeling and
the cloth mats, like when my sleeves get like caught to them, like so then I'll put or I'll like try to exert and it's like and it makes like that kind of nails on a chalkboard. You know what I mean?
what?
Like
What?
that
No.
sensory nightmare of when my sleeves get caught on the cloth mat.
Well, why do you have long sleeves on?
No, I meant the sleeves of my deck, like my sleeves of my card. Like they'll like I'll go to do
really?
something and
They
they'll
get
like
caught on it?
yeah.
What cloth mats have you used?
I don't know. It was like a washcloth or like I'm just kidding. It was like I just had like a towel at a DLC.
So
No.
some of them, the sleeves will get caught on like the ink part, like where they ink a design, and I don't like those ones. I don't like those
Yeah.
cloth mats. But some of them, like you can't even feel it. It's like in it, you know. And that's what I like. Anything by Joshua Paltrey, I've been a pretty big fan of, like like texturalized and whatnot, like for
Yeah, I have to
don't get
feel some of
overstemmed.
them. Yeah, I was about to say because there was a cloth mat that I got at PPG Denver, and like it was really nice if you were like touching it one way, but if you went the opposite way, then it was like an actual sensory nightmare because it was like a velvet. So it was like you're like oh, and then you're like ah. So it's probably a sensory thing and my own personal problem, but that's where I am with cloth mats. It's like touching towels out of the dryer. And you're like ah. Again, more sensory problems.
I like towels out of the dryer. What do
really?
you mean? I'm grabbing my towels out of the dryer.
Like you
for
know,
the thing.
like all right. Well, probably have some. Well, just because too. Also, that's all of your information, just right there live for all of us to see. So we can go ahead and move that off, and hopefully get this game started. And I do like. I'm really drawn to like the spooky stuff. So I want to see what the other thing is on this mat, or if it's just like a skull with a tombstone and some other things going on. But I guess we're waiting to make sure that everything is set up.
A fairly traditional mat. I can't. My brain is. I've got one right here. I'm like trying to Spellground. It's a pretty basic Spellground design. It has that little gravestone, tombstone, and then a little book design underneath it. And I don't know which one of these is. I can't really see. I'm not. I'm not really cutting off any of the screen for. That.
So we're not. Okay. Well, if it has skulls on it, I like it. I'm pretty simple. It's pretty silly, but so I'm really excited about the new enchanted Black Cauldron card because it actually has literal skeletons on it, and I think that's really something we needed in Disney, you know? So I'm excited. Pretty excited about that. So it looks like we're just kind of shuffling cards around, and I'm trying to oh dear. I was trying to see what color pairings that we have. Just has the gravestone, no skulls. Really? Is that not a skull right there on the gravestone? It's like a weird Rorschach test where I see skulls everywhere.
There is one. There is a skull in front of the gravestone.
Oh, okay. Well, we dropped our card, so we're probably going to have and just like reshuffle. Oh no, that is our hand. So yeah. Do we know what we're waiting on? Yeah, I was going to say, do we know what we're waiting on, or are we?
Oh, that was my fault. I guess I did not.
All right, we are going to ink a Lilo and pass. So we're playing some sort of a steel deck with a Lilo in it. Sometimes people run Jafar as opposed to the Lilo, but it depends on the build. So are we going full spice or are we going amethyst steel? Well,
he took Sky's list and he dropped one of the 2-cost Lilo for one of the 3-cost Lilo. So maybe.
So it's dogs versus potentially Amber Steel. Aiden's list. Shout out Aiden, a top 16 DLC finisher and also a 10-year-old. It is Amethyst Steel, and we're not going to play the doc because that would be a crazy turn too. But we are going to go with a Calhoun, which is pretty good.
Crazy or really bad.
Well, I was going to say crazy. I said crazy, but I was trying to be nice, you know. And Calhoun into dogs is famously pretty good. So Bobby Zimmersi comes down, draw a card. Now make sure you discard it because a lot of Mulans didn't see their discard in that DLC, and I know they did. You gotta let one of those cards go.
Was there people just
Tramp.
forgot to draw a discard, or did they try to not
Yeah,
discard?
well, I don't know at this point. You're like, oh, did you discard from Mulan? And they're like, no, my bad. You're like, okay, taxi backseats. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and take another Bobby because we did put a tramp into the discard, but it's a pretty good card, especially if we're trying to buff up and maybe get rid of that Calhoun at some point. But we're gonna put another Lil John in there.
I
That
do
art is really
love
good on the Lil
how
John.
dogs just does not turn sideways. They're like, I'm not exerting until I'm exerting twice, and I have answered your board. I am scared of what you have, and I don't want you to interact with me.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it's like also too with Lady and things like that, you're always able to get things back out of the discard, which is like pretty cool. But at the same time, like I'm just trying to build a board, sing Under the Sea, which a lot of things in Aim of the Steel are hit by Under the Sea, but not a Calhoun. So that's why I was a little interested to see that tramp go down into the discard. So
A strength
strength.
being inked.
Don't love
Rough.
that for a hook into a Jafar, and now that is the Aspiring Ruler, so I'm pretty sure that's just the evasive
So
on your turn, Jafar.
yeah, we
Mhm.
know that there's a dock in hand.
Right, we
Didn't have
did
a
see that.
3-drop. Yeah, we did see that. There's no singer, so the strength is a little rough here, but we still need it. Like double
Jeez.
lady targets, but still only 2 ink.
Yeah, and maybe that's potentially why we put our tramp into the discard because we're going to be able to shift that lady, get that tramp back. And then if you have chosen to turn sideways, then tramp is going to buff up with all those bobbies and everything we put on the board with the daisy and everything. So tramp will be able to buff up a bobby and make him big and strong. Big,
And this
big,
is
strong.
this is
Tramp.
why dogs can sometimes have issues with Amethyst Steel, because there's so many 3 strength characters out there. So it's like, yeah, you can sing Under the Sea and take my hook. Go for it. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, the hook was probably there potentially, so he probably has another strength in hand that Yzma is going to go ahead and sing a little tune to this situation, and then that hook goes ahead and adds a little bit more strength onto the board. So hopefully we can play out some cards next turn and then sing a really strong strength. But it doesn't really matter, actually. Well, no, I'm assuming we would just go for potentially that lady shift is what he was worried about.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. With one dock in hand, the Yzma might not be exerting too quickly here. If we have a strength as well, we really needed a singer, a 3-cost singer that we are fine with having traded out, right? Like a Pete or a Rose or
I saw a genie go to hand
Cobra.
last turn. The
That's a good
genie
singer.
satisfied dragon. But we are going to fire the cannons onto a Bobby because that's the only thing that will go down with the 2 damage on our little 1/2 into the discard. So we are, jazz hands, no dock, no hands, jazz hands. Draw 2 cards off of our dock and see what we got.
Oh no! I hope that's singing a strength.
It has to be.
That's
That's
not
a
enough
yeah, it
characters.
is.
You're 1 short.
So we're just going to take
taking
out
out
the
the
daisy.
tramp.
Well, yeah, and I don't know what the taking out the tramp is going to do. I mean, if you're going to sing, because
It's
of the
just
giant
big.
tramp, it's a big boy, but at the same time, like you can't keep him off Under the Sea, which is fine. You're only going to lose your hook and your dock, so you might as well just get the quester off of the board that you can. The ladies, there's 2 of them. It doesn't matter. Like I'm assuming Lady was probably or Daisy was the best target because there's double
Yeah, we
ladies
just
tramp.
didn't have a 2-drop. If there was another 2-drop there to be played, I'm pretty sure we'd hit the tramp if we could have. But we just didn't have that one there. Poor Yzma.
Found another tramp. So yeah, we found another tramp. It came down, buffed up that Bobby, like we were talking about before, and then just went ahead and took care of that pesky Yzma, which was going to probably really get us back into this game.
I might have just passed and not saying the strength to try to get another character and then maybe hard cast it the next turn and then
I like that.
play something, ink, activate the Yzma to draw 3 cards. I want to draw maximum cards with Yzma if I can.
Yeah, patience is very, very difficult in this game, especially for me. I would have ripped that off on a Bobby like 2 turns ago. But at the same time, hopefully we'll draw into a Dumbo, which is actually going to be really relevant for Jafar because he has evasive on our turn, so we can go ahead and play 1, exert the Jafar, gain a lore, and draw a card. We're probably going to lose our Jafar because it is a 3/2 and it is only evasive on our turn. But hey, we love card draw.
I mean, we can send the Calhoun and the Hook into the lady or the Tramp if we want to take it out, and then Jafar trades with any of the other characters who are around. The only issue is this kind of opens us up to a lady shift, but the lady shift kind of hurts us no matter what, anyways.
Yeah, and unfortunately, there are 2 ladies on the board, which we can't really stop. Like, you'd have to go strength into strength. Honestly, yeah, because she is a 0/3, so even like too far the cannons isn't going to do it. And so the shift threat is imminent no matter what you do in this position. So you might as well just clean up that tramp and then draw a card. Inca Baby Diablo. Goodbye, little raven.
A little baby.
Yep. Oh, into it. They're happy. It's okay. It's okay,
You're
everybody.
Like a doc.
That doc, that was insane. Just kidding. It's happy, which sometimes makes you happy when you play him, and sometimes it doesn't. But he is evasive on your turn. And that works with Dumbo.
That is true. Drawing a card, get eaten by these things. Jonathan really wants that shift lady, I feel. This game is...
We've said it 17 times. Yeah. And at this point, we do have that... Yeah, I mean, that's what it is, right? I mean, now we have our Bobbies in the discard. We have the Tramps in the discard, and you can go ahead and get 2 of those back. You can filter with the Bobby. You can buff up with the Tramp. You can get rid of some of these pesky things that are going on. And unfortunately, again, what do we do about Dumbo? There it is. Lady Park Avenue. Look, I mean, I know, like, that art is really, really good. All they did was give her a little, like, headpiece, and she just looks so like her, the Dapper, but like whatever Dapper is for a
dogs.
Dog. Yeah. That's not Tramp, because Tramp's the Dapper one, but she's Miss Park Avenue, which is very regal in all aspects.
I don't think Go-Go is what we really need here, but
maybe
it does give us something that we could buff to take out the Dumbo, to prevent the Dumbo from exerting.
But we went ahead and grabbed the Bobby and the Tramp because I love filtering and I love little, combat tricks. Combat tricks are always fun.
I feel like you have to take out this Jafar with the lady.
I agree. Absolutely.
And it's really unfortunate because this pesky...
we're going to go for the dog. Yeah, so we definitely will lose
I guess we can play the lady here. We're inking, so we can play the Tramp, for 1, and then send Bobby at probably...
Ooh. That evasive one?
In either of them, yeah. It's like we can hit the evasive to prevent the card draw, which I think we need to do. How many characters have come in, too? So maybe we can take them both out, actually, yeah.
Okay, so we do...
The lady got the buff from 2.
Yeah, go ahead and clean the board up a little bit. So now, unfortunately, that happy deal still does have evasive on your turn. So at minimum, if you want to pay... You can pay 2 ink, draw 2 cards, gain 2 lore. It's still pretty good, but we're not able to do much about the Dumbo at this moment in time.
Oof.
And honestly, that is disgusting. There is the other dock with a dwarf, and of course the 2 of cost, because everything always happens in pairs. Ugh. Good for them.
Good for them.
It's nice to see other people living your dreams. Dock into a perfect hand into dock. We could still draw cards if we wanted to.
I think we should at least be drawing 1 card with the Dumbo.
Absolutely.
If we're not challenging with it.
That thing is forever evasive, so you might as well go ahead and see what you get, because I don't know if you know this, but that deck has quite a bit of removal in it.
And card draw.
And card draw. There are several ways. And that is another thing, too. We were using our docks kind of a little bit early. We would probably wanted to see Genies and Dumbo come down a little bit sooner and maybe utilize that portion of our deck that draws cards as opposed to being like forced into dock, which, again, we've seen that it's pretty strong, but it's very under the seeable. So it is a risk that you take.
And that's one reason we're just drawing with Happy. Sure, it could easily be banished, but I think drawing is better than just getting rid of Bobby. Possibly. Depending on what her hand is, it could have been worth getting rid of Bobby, but highly unlikely at 3 lore. I don't think we
So
need to worry
5,
about
6,
that.
7, 8. I mean, that would be exactly enough to go ahead and sing Under the Sea, but we do see the Bobby come down to filter, and if that is Under the Sea, I think we're like fine with it, you know?
Yeah,
We're fine.
Bunks does not care about an Under the Sea being played
No.
right now, I don't think.
Yeah, we went ahead and discarded a Daisy, which is a decently big body, but we do have 4 characters on the other side, so strength would take her out immediately. And it might also give you characters, which I don't like giving my opponent stuff. Daisy's a nice finisher. If we can go ahead and find another lady at some point, we can get her back in our hand.
Yeah, now Doc can just easily take out a tramp, and Calhoun trades with the lady, and that just leaves 2 Bobbies for Jonathan, and 1 card in hand that he's not even playing right now. So he could play a tramp if he had it. He could not. He could shift the lady, but it wouldn't be good. I think it'd be better just hard cast in it or hard play it next turn.
Yeah, now how does this deck deal with Dumbo? Do we just let this little elephant live eternally? Like Dumbo, the 9th eternal wonder of the world, or do we have an answer in the Docs deck for
Go
good old...
with the buff?
Well, that's fun and not very efficient. Yeah,
not very efficient at needing to do it, but
I mean, you do what you got to do. And it does seem like we are kind of running into that part of the game where we have run dogs out of resources. We're not really hitting our tramps. We only hit the 1 tramp. We haven't, chaining them together and just kind of like putting a bunch of 2 6s on the board isn't happening. And we're just kind of seeing a recycling of Bobbies. So at some point, hopefully our deck gives us the cards that we want. And if not, Amethyst Steel is going to draw so many cards. Giant Cobra.
We're pitching.
Oh, we did? To gain the 2 lore? At this point.
We discarded a Jafar.
Yeah, at this point, you might as well get the lore. You've got the cards, you got the ink. Yikes, we're doing it again! Double Cobra! Did we discard? We did not. We opted not to discard the trigger with the Cobra, but notably they are 4 4s on the board, and unless Dogs is playing Improvise, they gonna stick around.
I missed stopping an ad break.
Oh, no. Well, and if you don't know what Improvise does, it basically does a thing and another thing, and it also draws a card. It gives something +1. Yeah, I know. It gives something some +1 strength, and it draws a card. But what it does is it targets the Vanish and triggers that, which Vanish says whenever this character is chosen by an action, it poofs out of existence into your discard. So... strong body. Does not like to be perceived.
So, of course...
super relatable.
I missed the ad, and I'm like, oh, it's fine. They're at very low lore. I'm sure it'll be a few more turns of nothing. Maybe some tanking. And then it's like, boom.
Double Cobra.
Game's over.
Yeah. Double Cobra will do that to you. And especially, we basically... Michael here... ran Jonathan out of resources. We weren't running into those tramps. We were kind of just like watch them recycle the Bobbies and things like that. And it's just basically, okay, there's not a lot going on the Jonathan side. So I'm just going to draw cards with Dumbo and flood the board and then double Cobra. And now the game's over. We're going to go game 2. It's game 2. And game 1 goes to Inknights.
As soon as that ad started, Bunks played 2 giant cobras, gained some lore. Jonathan drew what was probably like a 1-drop Pluto or something that did nothing, and scooped his cards up because there was just no coming back, no answer to the Dumbo, and it's just a bunch of cards. Like right there, it's just proving JDZ wrong that Dumbo's like one of the best cards ever printed in existence. No other card has ever been as good as Dumbo. It should be worth $7,000 because JDZ said so.
He's going to crash out when he gets in here. But anyway,
I see him shaking his head right now.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't get to see him. Where is he? I want to see. That's so funny. Well, I don't have wizard powers and I can't see JDZ, but he is crashing out in chat, and that is an indicator that Luke might have been wrong about that. Yeah, Dumbino. Dumbino's worth it. He's kind of worth it. I don't know, man.
But it's just like Sad Beast from, like if you don't answer Beast and it draws an extra card
Oh
2
my
or 3
god.
turns in a row,
Oh,
the game's over.
the
This
game is
is
over. It's so bad.
maybe a little more aggressive than Sad Beast. You can draw a few more cards, but it can be
Shifting
challenged.
Sad
So
Beast was the aggressive line. If you like morph
only
shift Sad
card.
Beast, like that used to make me so upset because you're like, wow, it's turn 3 and you've shifted a Sad Beast and I will see you with a Medusa on turn 6. Yeah. Are you guys excited for our new meta? Like, has anybody actually playtested with these cards yet? Because they are bananas. And I have seen some things in the last 24 hours with these new set 10 cards. And I got to tell you, I love this game, but set 9 is hard to watch because I know that set 10 is just hanging out, waiting. Man, those cards are fun. And they do some insane things. Sorry, what?
I was going to pop Tipo up on the card selector.
Sure.
Bobby's watching. Bobby, why doesn't it show it?
I see Bobby. Or, I mean, I don't see Bobby. Oh, no, I see Tipo.
Well,
Junior
no,
Chipmunk.
it only shows me the green one. And if I click on blue, it doesn't even go there. JDZ must have deleted it.
It's already been
from the
banned.
Mainframe.
Yeah.
It's
it's already been banned. 2 more weeks for set 10. I mean...
What do you mean click the other one?
There's another one? I don't know. Those cards are super fun. And I feel like we were all kind of right about some certain ones. So get out there.
I'm saying in the search feature, when I search, it only brings up the other one. I haven't had this issue with any other card, but whatever, that's fine. We don't need to pop it up because we have Sail, and that's just like Tipo but good.
It just depends. I mean, they all have their place, right? I mean,
the funny thing is Tipo is probably going to be better. Oh, we're starting off inking.
Inking Go-Go.
Yep. And I say that because if we're going to be seeing more and more high-powered uninkables, like Cinderella, you might need Tipo's ability to unink that, or to ink that uninkable.
Cinderella also inks.
Yeah, to get to the Cinderella, you might need that. So, like, playing Sail, you need a few more inkables. Like, if you notice, most of the green-blue decks play very few uninks, and I think one reason is so Sail's always hitting.
Double Cindy is disgusting, by the way. Everybody try it. Cindy on 3, Cindy on 4. Anyway, so we did go ahead and establish a lady, which is really, really great. Hooray for that. But then Hook comes down, kind of immediately goes ahead and challenges out that lady and making it to where she can't sit there and exert. But Bobby comes down, filters a card. Yeah. Lady's not going anywhere. Bobby's not going anywhere. And the Lady Elegant Spaniel isn't going anywhere either. But when a tramp is in play, she gets +1 lore, which is gross. And I forgot about that in one of my games. So Lilo back down to the Inkwell for a Skater Mim that gives all of your characters +1 challenger, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it ends up being a lot.
That's why you don't quest your Daisy on turn 2 into a Hook.
Yep. Because Skater Mim comes down and makes a Hook cleanly take out that Daisy, which is like what we all complained about for so long, right? Like, how are we going to ever answer this Daisy? Well, that's one way to do it. And Yzma, which is a 2-cost Bobby effect where you draw a card and discard a card. So there's a lot of filtering in this deck. So I'm wondering, did we just like not see? Yeah, I was going to say, did we not see a Circle of Life? Is that because I know like if you run Circle of Life, it's like that Yzma effect is a little bit better into that than the regular dogs list. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think Yzma is typically in most traditional dogs lists at this point.
That's a shift lady discarded though, so I'm assuming this.
No, that's not shift. That's not a park. That is
that the
family dog? Yeah, that's a family dog. So Park Avenue is the uninkable 5-drop.
And say because
yikes, you hit the storm, but you still have to show me the rest of your hand. So
not bad cards.
Yeah, pretty good. I mean, again, the Doc and the Yzma came a little bit too close together, but we can establish that Yzma and then Doc.
an ink to play Yzma, and then an ink to play the Elsa, and then the next turn draws an ink, we can play Doc, draw 2, play both cards, activate Yzma, draw 3, and
Yes.
that seems good.
Seems
We
good.
we don't even need to play the Doc, theoretically. We could just exert the Yzma next turn after inking and playing Elsa. Exert the Yzma, draw 2 cards. And then it's like, sure, you can answer it, but, you know, it drew me 2 cards and forced you to turn things sideways. Which, like, sure, 1 tramp is probably good, but how many cards does Jonathan have in hand?
I don't know. I think this is their hand over there, which is probably maybe 2 or so. 3 cards total. We do see the Ursula, which will protect us from another Strength of a Raging Fire. But we're not going for that. We're going to go ahead and get rid of that Genie Satisfied Dragon who's catching bugs and evasive on your turn. So are we going to do it? We're going to take that Bobby, crash him right into it, buffed up that. Well, Bobby is like now like a 5-6-2 because of
Jonathan
tramp.
needs to be a little bit more careful with his hand to not show it to his opponent here, because his opponent gets to see the same camera we do. This is not like the DLC where we're looking above. They are not actually in the same room. If you could believe it or not, we don't have the budget to fly people to play each other. as awesome as that would be.
It's just so seamless. It looks so good.
Well,
but
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. So we do know that there is still a duck in the hand over there, but where are we going to quest? What are we doing that little, I'm going to quest with you, but I also need you because I want to shift you to sing Under the Sea, because at this point, getting rid of that Mim is actually going to be pretty relevant. I would Under the Sea, a Mim and a Captain Hook, and just leave
right
you with
here,
Yzma.
I would definitely play Under the Sea. It would.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you can draw cards or you can challenge one character.
Yeah.
Stop showing your hand on camera, Jonathan.
Let's see.
Maybe he's doing it on purpose, being like, yeah, I've got a bad hand, overplay into it, because I know I'm going to draw what I need, and I'm going to get you.
What a terrible strategy. But anyway, I just noticed you put the Cinderella on the board. Yeah. It's so pretty. Oh, we're inking an Elsa? That seems like a good card, but we are going to go ahead and play an Elsa. 5th Spirit. And what are we going to exert? I think it will be the lady. Well, there's 2 ladies. Oh, I hate it here. I think you got to take that 0-3 lady. What was the daisy? I'm scared of the daisies. I want to take the lady because I found out that when you shift lady on top, Park Avenue on top of that lady, it buffs her, like lady sees her come in, so it makes her +1, and so then it buffs it. And actually, when Lady Park Avenue comes in, she challenges as a 6-5 or 6-4 or whatever. She gets +1. I don't know. She sees herself, comes in, buffs from the beginning, and so she actually challenges at a higher strength than what I originally thought, which is kind of insane. So we do find the tramp comes down 7 cost, discounted by the amount of characters that we have in play. So we'll go ahead and draw 5 cards and discard 5 cards. So we don't need that lady. That's not our lady. Daisy, we can get that back later. We don't care. Ursula, and they're gone to the discard. I don't care what songs you have in your hand. I am literally trying to win the game. Goodbye, Hook. You let me talk for too long.
like Bobby says in chat that we can adjust the things. I'm like, I'm changing these to lore pips right now.
Yeah, 5-4 because she is a 4-4 normally, but then Lady sees the big one come in, and then there we go. Isn't that crazy? That's crazy because basically it's like that the rule. Bobby, explain it. You're better than me anyway. So yes, little lady sees big lady, shift on top, and then triggers that ability, which then buffs the strength. It's insane. We do have Jafar. It's crazy.
That's how it works, but
and a happy.
It makes sense.
Man, a Dumbo would be way better than Yzma right here, but that's okay. Well, actually, no, Yzma's pretty good. Empty hand dance. Go ahead and draw up to 3 cards. Yeah.
Sing strength. Play another couple characters. Have everything.
Sure. Why not? I am the aggro deck now. Go ahead and throw every single character in my hand. Just kidding. I don't have enough to do that. But the strength is about to be strengthy. Ha! Go ahead, tramp, gone, boom. Strength of a
That one of
raging
those.
fire.
Did we play a dock this turn as well?
Yes, we did.
So all of those we played 4 characters this turn.
Yep. Jafar, Happy, Hook, and Doc.
Pretty good.
My favorite dwarves.
And Sing Strength.
Yeah.
Not a bad turn.
Yeah, I was that Yzma found us exactly what we needed. Not that I feel like Under the Sea is in Jonathan's deck at this point, because I keep talking about it, but we keep not manifesting it. So
we did see an Under the Sea hit the
discarded.
discard.
Yeah. I was mostly joking because I don't feel like he would build a dog's deck and just not put Under the Sea in it. That's not what we want to do. But what that little discard shuffle makes me feel like is we're about to play a Lady Park Avenue or a Heffalumps and Loozles, because that is a card still. Huh.
It is not a bad card, honestly.
Because it can't challenge and you draw a card?
It's correct. And it's the second time I've seen it played. Dan was playing it.
There we
and he
go.
played
There's
it and I was like, really interesting. And I'm like, you know what? If Calhoun's got you down.
Yeah, Calhoun is a card and a half. But yeah, we do finally see the Lady Park Avenue come down. And we played the Heffalumps and Woozles because, of course, you draw first. That's what you do. So, we're going to be able to just draw first, and that's going to be the better thing to do. And my child's iPad died, so we all know how fun that is. Hold on.
Ladies grabbing 2 characters, inking one, and playing a Bobby seems to happen a lot, but I wish it was a better play. Like, it's not bad, but like all the value's gone, kind of. But we're going wider. I wish we could get more out of it than that. We went to the tank for that long before discarding a Pluto. I would assume that means the other card in Jonathan's hand is not that good. Let's see.
And I'm back. The child aggro has been defeated.
Back.
Yeah. Like, here, hang out for a little bit with this iPad. Screen time is fun, and you can do it right now. And then the thing died, so that feels right.
You can finally have screen time if it stays on.
Click it. Click it.
Alright. Move those pips back to the top of the screen instead of on the screen. I think I like this.
Okay. Whoops. Whoop. Whoop. Alright. So I looked away for 2 seconds, and now we have a absolute...
We're just Yzma.
Yeah, Yzma to add more stuff to the board because we have so much ink and so many cards, and there's a lot of dwarves. You know them, you love them. Happy, Doc, Jafar, Elsa, Skater Mim. Those are all classic dwarves from the movie. Okay, get out of here. Get out of here.
This is not going Jonathan's way. I mean, an Under the Sea still wouldn't be like terrible, but that's a 1 cost lady, so we can't sing it, right? We have 1, 6. So it would be crazy. Hand is Under the Sea and big lady, but Jonathan basically needs to hit another big lady followed by Under the Sea to wipe most of Bunk's board. But also just needs to answer this Yzma right now. And we were in the tank, and yep, we're just We're playing so we can sing Under the Sea at this point. And we have to take out... Play 2 characters, we have to take out that Yzma. It just has to happen, right?
Okay.
We
Well,
still can't play Under the Sea. Off the top.
yeah, even if we find that Under the Sea, it's definitely not a tune that we can get down with. Yeah, that's looking really... It's, again, Michael has correctly identified that we're not really finding what we need, so we're going to go ahead and remove the 2 damage, pop that onto the lady, which is a really huge 3-cost chunk of our Under the Sea puzzle pie that we are trying to create here, and this is pain. This is pain. This is pain. Go ahead and sing a strength
and
onto
strength to boot, and
we're just gonna scoopy scoop that.
And that's it there.
Yeah. Yep.
Unfortunate for Jonathan there.
Yeah, I don't know if he only found like potentially 1 Under the Sea in, you know, the top 4th of his deck. He wasn't really drawing. He didn't draw a ton of tramps. He wasn't drawing a ton of really anything
Whenever
else. So
you're ready to jump on over, I'm in there right now.
With the DLC, so I couldn't. I wasn't able to foil out like the rest of the cards that I was gonna think.
Oh, I feel
all right.
That was an unfortunate draw there the last couple of turns, Jonathan, while Bunks just was drawing and doing everything. But that was it was a pretty good game there for you, Bunks. Any time you get to activate that Yzma a couple of turns, I think it's going to really go out there.
Oh, yeah. She is absolutely wonderful. Like I think the card's great. Just versatility, it being a 3/3, so it doesn't get hit by C. And it trades up with most stuff that want to take it out. It's awesome.
All right. What did you think you needed to draw there, Jonathan, to get back in? Like, what could have happened in those last few turns maybe to get you back in?
So it's the fact that I play 4 of the 5-drop ladies that could obviously keep looping Bobby and Tramp, which kind of mitigate the board a little bit until I can find like either Under the Sea in this game at least specifically, or in game 1 I was specifically fishing for Chromacon. It's kind of always the...
You have Chromacons in your deck?
I have
we
one.
didn't see those.
Oh, I was like, how many Under the Seas do you have in your deck?
I do play 3, so game 1 I found one extremely early, so I needed to discard it, and glad I did, obviously, considering that I was playing as Purple Steel, and all he had was on board with all 3s. Game 2, nowhere to be found whatsoever. I
definitely noticed that.
Yeah, I had 2 turns specifically where if I drew Under the Sea there, I was okay, because I had at least the ship lady +2/+1. Or the 7/+1. So I had at least 2 turns to play with to hopefully draw into it. I unfortunately couldn't get it.
Yeah, I definitely saw you kind of digging and recycling those bobbies, which are really, really great filter effects. Even saw the Yzma in there for a second where you're like, all right, I am going to get the card I need. But really the strength of this deck, like, would be the 7-cost Tramp, being able to just kind of filter through, flood the board, and continuously play those for free, singing Under the Sea, get rid of your enemies there. But I would say this deck is this an even matchup, or is Purple's Amethyst Steel pretty favored, you would say, into this dogs list?
So I don't care what anyone says about this matchup, and they say that apparently dogs is slightly underfavored. They say it's like 55 if anything in Amethyst Steel's favor. I 100% disagree. I think the dogs, in specific, really do struggle. It's the fact that the deck needs a lot of moving pieces for it to even get to some type of stability before they can even just quest you or just...
So you think it's a real bad matchup then?
A highly unfavored instead of just like it's a cute unfavored. No, it's like detrimentally unfavored. I don't do percentages. I want to go by vibes. So the vibe is...
yeah, the vibe is definitely unfavored.
Okay.
for me, I'm a very much a numbers person in terms of how.
I know. I was just
No, it's
we can do numbers and vibes. So the vibes are off
Well,
and the numbers are
yeah.
bad. Okay. Fair enough.
Definitely, just to make it as fast as possible. I think honestly, the matchup is like 65-35 their favor. It just feels very bad. And considering that we have, and at least in the team itself, we have 2 or 3 players playing some type of Amethyst Steel, and I played against all types of versions of it. It just feels absolutely horrendous. Unless you can have like Chromacon, or if you're playing Tiana, if you can have like the one drop into Tiana, if we even get to that point, which is like the worst feeling.
Yeah, if that Yzma turns, you just gotta have something for that Yzma, and even then, it's like, what are you gonna do? Like, do you play Rhino?
Oh, like, Rhino. Yeah, so I was thinking about Rhino for a little bit. I thought the card was cute. I also
cute.
Yeah, I think it's cute for sure.
I was like, that card was a terror when it came out, and they're like, I think Rhino's cute. I'm like, he is.
Well, we're just talking about.
I know.
Just the baby Rhino.
Oh, oh yeah, of course. That is a really nice combo. I thought you meant like the big one. I was like, he's not cute. He's horrifying. But
no, just a one drop here. So I did try it for a little bit. I personally also did not like it when Sea Dogs was a thing in terms of just the first like testing it out as well. I never liked Scrump, which is inversion. Also never liked Rhino because it just doesn't do anything for you. It feels terrible playing the card. Tested out multiple things. I was a big fan of the Chromacon before I came to the realization that you needed both the deck, both Under the Sea and Chromacon. But then I don't know, before DLC happened, this was my latest list that I was probably thinking of playing in the DLC, but unfortunately I couldn't go. Knowing now how I just played against, knowing how I played against Amethyst Steel, I'm really glad I didn't play DLC.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, definitely a lot of Amethyst Steel, and I ran into it, and it ruined my entire day. I was not on dogs, but hey, it's not great into Amber Steel either. But we do have Michael over here.
Yep.
Hi.
How you feeling?
Pretty good. Just to kind of like, I guess, piggyback off about the whole like matchup thing. I think dogs does struggle in this matchup more than like the other green decks, unless like if they can see like multiple Chromacons early, then like it's a race of like them just bouncing my stuff back and me trying to keep up. But I was a little nervous there because I didn't really open game one. I didn't really open a one drop. I just had a cannon. So that was a little nerve wracking on the play, and I was worried that I was going to be behind the rest of the game. But the draws kind of ended up evening out there.
Yeah, you kind of saw what you needed, and then Jonathan didn't see what they needed, and then it all kind of shook up the way that this meta likes to shake. But again, I mean, congratulations on the win. And
thank you.
The turn 2 dock on accident almost.
Yeah, I was I had the Calhoun in hand, and I was thinking Calhoun. I had the Calhoun, and I think I like hand shuffled just at the wrong time and went to grab where the Calhoun was, and it was a dock. I was like, oh geez.
That classic turn 2 dock, what we all want in our starting hand. I'm just kidding. But yeah, well played, guys, and thanks so much for joining us tonight, and I hope that you guys go relax and support your team, and we'll get into round 2. What do you say?
Sounds good to me.
You have any shout-outs you want to do? We'll start with Jonathan. These shout-outs.
Yeah, so quick shout-out to our team, specifically Backseat Genius. I know that we've been getting completely scraped in the ICL, which is completely fine. It happens. It is what it is. This is just fun. But the main shout-out for us is going to be Supernova Poison Collectibles here in Bridgeville, Illinois. Super great store. They have everything that you guys are looking for in terms of cards and any type of collectibles that you're looking for. They treat us well. They treat the community well. And if they don't have it, they'll more likely can't find it for you. Just out.
Awesome. Well, thank you, and thanks for playing. And Michael, do you have any shout-outs? Do you want to go by Michael or Bunks or Michael Bunks?
It really just it really just doesn't matter. I'll respond to pretty much anything.
Nice.
Honestly.
Noted.
But I want to give a huge shout out to my teammates for being really encouraging and just, especially because I've been going through some stuff lately. They have been really crucial in just me kind of keeping with the game and getting what I needed. And I want to give a huge shout out to my LGS family over at Meeple Merchants. Those guys are a blast, and they've done nothing but also to support me, and they just want to see me soar, and I think that's fantastic.
That's awesome. We love that. Yeah, I would definitely say the game mechanics of Disney Lorcana are amazing. The IP is amazing. We all love Disney, but the community is actually what makes the game like just full stop. Yeah, just period. It just makes the game. So it's really, really nice to hear that you have that community kind of supporting you and backing you in your local area. I hope everybody has that.
Yep. You show up for the Lorcana and you stay for the Questing. Like, it's just the people make it great.
It does. All right. Well, we'll let you get back at it, and then we'll see you guys again.
Great job, both of you.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
All right, we're jumping back over, and then boom, it's us on just this screen here.
Go boo. And I'm back, potentially.
You're back.
Yay, I did it! Hypothetically. And there's so many spooky, weird sounds in Discord. So every time I push it, I'm like, did I mess up my computer? No, it's Halloween on Discord, and it's doing a thing.
I don't even hear the...
Really? I need to mess with my Discord settings.
I have
the one at Christmas is actually horrible. So you guys, I can't wait for you guys to hear that one again. Ha.
I do vaguely remember like a cackling witch sometimes, but
it's just like a boing. Yeah, I'm hearing it a lot. So, all right, so we are Inknights and Backseat Genius. We got 1-0 with Michael taking it in the first round with our Amethyst Steel. So we will not be seeing Amethyst Steel again on Inknight's side. So I'm excited to see what else.
Maybe it'll switch. Maybe round 2 is Dogs versus Amethyst Steel the other way around.
Right? That'll be super great. That'll be awesome. Are you guys excited for the same but different?
Same but different.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare. All right. Well, we will see. And I think that we have JDZ.
We got JDZ and Garrett coming over here, but
I thought it was
Garrett yet. So
I thought I was going round.
Oh, you are going twice.
Yeah, I was like,
that's why I don't see Garrett.
I was like, hey, it's me. Don't kick me out.
He just shows up lagging his finger at me.
I was like, what's happening? Like,
I make the schedule and then I forget the schedule
and
immediately after.
Reading it, and I had a panic attack. I was like, all right.
Yeah, so it's actually me who's heading out. So thanks for watching, everyone. It's always a pleasure. I'll try not to talk in their ears too much while they're talking to distract them. I'm gonna do it constantly.
Yeah. And he says horrible things we can't even repeat. So
that is
they'll never believe you.
It's not true. It's not true. And JDZ.
Hey!
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Just like you drew it up, it all comes together. I love it when a plan comes together. And I'm wearing a bit of my own spooky black. I'm matching energy with you there, Color, as we are fully
spooky
enveloped.
Black? Is that
that's why I got my black on.
This is just my normal outfit.
It's spooky for me, though. I'm spooky.
I just own a lot of black clothing. All right. I'm so spooky, and I'm like, bro, this is just my clothes. What is happening?
This is the season, the spooky wookies
season, and all of it. Yeah, okay. Wow. Okay. So
what's happening tonight, Color? Fill me in. I missed the pregame show. What did I miss?
So
how many swipes were there?
You know what? We don't play that game without you. That is a game that we play, and that's only you. So I don't. Okay. Luke just said that we failed you. I don't know if we failed you or if we just really saved that specific thing for you. Gotcha. So
notes being taken.
I don't swipe one way or another.
All right, but I had the pleasure of meeting a ton of the Backseat Geniuses. They were out there in the DLC in Milwaukee in major numbers. So hopefully they are performing well in this event. Oh, I look at the score. They're down 1-0. What's going on, Backseat Geniuses? As the Inknights are giving you everything that you are worth here. Can they turn it around?
Amethyst Steel came in real strong against Dogs, and apparently it was a Chromacon Under the Sea deck, but we saw exactly 1 Under the Sea discarded into the discard, and 0 Chromacons that I found out it was Chromacon in the list after the game. So Dogs didn't do the thing, and Amethyst Steel did lots of things. So Luke actually cursed us and said that it's probably going to now be flip-flopped, where we'll see another Amethyst Steel versus Dogs, and I hope not. I want something different.
I'm
we'll
cool
see.
with that. I didn't get a chance
Cool.
to see it. So
I know you didn't get a chance to see it.
I get a chance to be a nice refresh, and I actually don't mind this matchup a lot. It's a bit more swingy. It's a little more volatile, like a bit of volatility in my matchup. These are 2 of the best decks in Disney Lorcana, as it looks like we have Santiago versus Naruan. Let's get it.
Oh, you tried it. You did it. Okay, yeah.
I go all in.
You did. Yeah. Awesome. I love it. More Pokemon mats. We love that. We saw that in the beginning. And this is another one of those cloth mats, but now the Inknights have it. It's a is it Pokemon?
Which one? The one on the right, I believe, is a Yu-Gi-Oh mat. The one on the
So
left.
So it's
is
like Pokemon Light.
I don't know. Yu-Gi-Oh is just in a different.
I'm just kidding.
I can say that here. Please
I was
don't,
like, I know that you are a like, Yu-Gi-Oh player.
Yeah, that's a
old
Yu-Gi-Oh
Indio,
mat.
so
That is a I believe that
I
is
just wanted to see if you could if
I
that
think
like
that's Flowonderies, or that is who is that? That is Moldochi. I don't know what that is, but that is definitely a Yu-Gi-Oh card. That's a
looks
new
like a Pokemon.
Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm an old school Yu-Gi-Oh main, so I don't really know what's happening here, but it does look very similar to a Pokemon. The color. You're absolutely correct.
Well, not even that. I just wanted to see if I could tilt you just a little bit by continuously calling it Pokemon, even though it literally says Yu-Gi-Oh right over there. It's a world champion qualifier Yu-Gi-Oh map. So I don't know.
Who knows what that is though? It looks like a something. I think I should recognize that, but I clearly
Are there like little animals in Yu-Gi-Oh? Is that like
they have all
part
kinds
of the
of
lore?
they have monsters, they have animals, they have waifus, they have machines, they have
not that.
husbandos. They have husbandos as well, I believe. They have the whole gamut. Everything you want in Yu-Gi-Oh, or nothing at all. I would steer clear.
Yeah,
if at all costs, I would say.
The things I've heard.
Molcharmi Fuwalos is what that is. Yeah, it's Molcharmi.
That is not. Those are a bunch of consonants that do not belong next to each other. Like, what is happening in that? Okay, whatever.
Okay, and it looks like we are going to be doing a little bit of cut here, as Santiago will have the opportunity to be on the play, as it may be, because the backseat geniuses do go down there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So because of Inknights taking game or match round 1, we're gonna go round 2 goes to whoever wants to go first. And in this meta, you always want to go first.
And we haven't necessarily seen that yet. I want to see somebody lose, and then elect to go second on ICL.
DLC,
that has never happened.
Oh, not it. Yeah, I was gonna say on the ICL, no, but in the DLC Atlanta, they were doing it because we hadn't figured out the 2-game format yet, and people were swinging it. So that if you were going aggro, they'd be like, "I'll go." The aggro would win the die roll, and they'd be like, "I'll go second," and you're like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah, 2-game format. 2-game format. There is some merits to. There were for sure some merits to going second. 2-game format for sure. 3-game format. I have had it happen before, as it looks like we have a little bit of connectivity issue coming in from Santiago's portion. We're going to get that sorted out here very soon. You guys are not missing any action. I can see some merits there, but in a 3-game format, ain't no way. And I always think it's the most peculiar and bizarre thing when an Illumineer elects to go second. It will never not surprise me when that happens.
I've had people do it, and they'll just be playing like, I don't know, Ruby Amethyst. You know what I mean? So they're like, okay. Well, it worked out for me in Atlanta because I was playing Emerald Amethyst. So they would be like, okay, you can go first. I'm like, sick. Merfolk into double Merfolk, like go zoom, now I know how to alter. This is crazy.
Yeah.
But people will do it and they'll just play like Ruby and Amethyst cards. And I'm like, why are you? But it messed me up so bad. I didn't even know how to alter my hand because I was like, what is going to happen to me? Why did you let me go first? That's like unhinged behavior. So
it might be something to be able to tilt your opponent as well. Yeah. Maybe you coerce them into going first. And then they don't know what you're playing. It's just like a power move, perhaps. Maybe that's a new secret that the players have not unlocked yet. Knowing me, I'm like, yeah, let me psych my opponent out and say I'm gonna let them go first, and they just go daisy, 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 Nala daisy, and they just clap me up. That's exactly what's gonna happen.
That's exactly what's gonna happen for sure. That's what I said, because people were doing it to me in Atlanta, and I was like, Merfolk into Merfolk, and I don't even remember what was in the deck because it doesn't matter. It doesn't care. I'm not bouncing anything in this deck. They're all staying onto the board, and I did very well in Atlanta. But
nice. Nice.
It did not do well in Milwaukee. So
We're not going to talk about that. Milwaukee is in the distant past. Okay, that's a whole timeline ago. We're not going to talk about your how did it go though for you. We're going to talk about it.
oh, we're gonna talk about it.
No.
It took me okay. So I was like, I just want to go for the vibes. I want to meet the community. I want to hang out with people. I got to hang out with you and everything else. It was really, really cool. Like friendly faces everywhere. So I was like, cool. I'm gonna bring this deck, and I brought Ember Steel and I played it. And it took me until 8 o'clock on day 1 to get my Mulan.
Oh no.
It took me till 8 o'clock. I literally was like 3 and 4 by the time I was able to just go live my life. So we are going
Nice.
to Ink and Elsa to play a Diablo. So this may be a little bit of a blurple strategy, and it's okay, guys. We're almost out of the weeds. We got 2 more weeks of this blurple.
Hey, I think there might. Hey, look, there might be a timeline where you look back on this favorably and you miss the amethyst sapphire versus amethyst steel mirror, or amethyst versus sapphire mirror, the blurple mirror, or the blurple or the amethyst and steel mirror. You're gonna miss it. Okay, we're gonna look back on these days longingly at some point in the future. As Santiago has not revealed their secondary color just yet. If it is steel, we might have a game. It is steel. Okay, so it's.
yeah.
Amethyst and steel
Yep.
versus sapphire amethyst. And up until this point, up until the DLC, I was convinced that the sapphire amethyst, aka Blurple, would just be the better deck and just win more often than not. But after that clinic that Frank Carson put on, our new 2-time DLC champion, I am now convinced that amethyst steel might have it might be closer to 50-50 than I thought originally.
If you are exactly Frank Karsten, because if you do remember at the DLC, actually Frank Karsten did lose, and he lost to Blurple, which was Xennialist, Logan Taylor. So
yeah,
I was like,
true.
even Frank Karsten got clapped up by Blurple. So it's like Blurple is just so consistent. Look, we're doing just Ink and Monster because we don't even need it. We already developed our brain and we're visionings because we missed our ramp.
Yeah, I would much rather be putting a T-Bow into the field of play, or maybe a Sell the Razorite C on this turn instead of the Vision of the Future. If my Blurple opponent is playing Vision on the Future on 2, I'm feeling a lot more confident with myself, as now you have thrown off your sacred timeline a bit as we get that Madman Skater down to the Inkwell with the Satisfied Dragon. You're doing everything you want to do. 1, 2, 3. Your next character you put down, it's got to be something stout, and you don't really even have the Madam M option available to you.
Well, and at this point, you can't play Genie. So as a Blurple player, because at this point you want to ramp on 2, be able to play Genie on 3, and then what Amethyst Steel goes ahead, 1, 2, 3, play a character, sing a strength, and we are going to go ahead and sail the Azurite Sea, finally sailing the Azurite Sea. So we're going to ink that. We inked an Iago. We're going to play a 1-drop that's going to get absolutely obliterated by anything that Amethyst Steel decides to play.
Amethyst Steel also can play. They can play Fire the Cannons as well. So putting down that Rafiki, a little post Rafiki, a little better late than never, they always say. But at least he got something to put on the board. And if you do want to establish your Madam M Elephant next turn, you now have the option to do that. As you still have those 4 characters, I still think it might be a viable option to go ahead and sing that Strength Rated Fire if you have it. Just continue to quest your glimmers right now. Or you might just want to save it for the next biggest threat as you go ahead and set up your own Genie. There's full evasive game plan happening for Santiago.
Yeah, so we go ahead and play a Genie, draw a card. Is it going to just go ahead and sing, or are we just going to quest? Because what are you going to do? You're going to run your Rafiki into my Genie, which is going to give me a card. Or actually, no, the Diablo would give me a card. The Genie would stay alive and well. And the Smee, which we completely neglected because that's not the Smee we know and love. That is we have Smee at home, but he's the Smee that we have left over.
I don't hate that quest at all. I think that's a very heads up quest. Just get that lore while you can, while your opponent is kind of, they miss ramp. They're off tempo, they're off beat. So they're going to have to take a couple turns just to get their board kind of set back up correctly. So getting that 3 lore is super important. And if you want to go 1 for 1 with any of these characters on Santiago's side of the field, I think that's a huge benefit to you. And Rafiki isn't doing too terribly much, as he will be challenged to banish quite easily that following turn. So decisions being made all around as we get that Ursula voice stealer down to the Inkwell.
Yeah, we put that down in the Inkwell. And basically this quest, like you said, I like the way the quest is going here because it's saying, hey, you go ahead and run that Rafiki in. It's not going to do anything. I mean, I don't know if I would have exerted the Diablo, because you could go ahead and get rid of the Diablo, give me a card, which is probably what I want, and then bounce it with a Madam M Elephant. But if you run it into anything else, then fine, you took something off my board, but you're not establishing anything. So we do have the Elsa. Again, we're turn late on the Elsa because of missing ramp on turn 2. So all of our cards are going to fall just a little bit late, and us being on the draw, not great, but it'll be fine. Actually, this is the worst timeline for Blurple. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
This is looking real bad for Naruan. As you bring out the Elsa, you exert a character. You're not even able to benefit from her unique ability, as she has to stay ready. If you were to exert this Elsa in any capacity, the Genie and the Genie will be able to do a double Genie combo and take Elsa down relatively simply with their willpower. So now, thinking about the next maneuver, you got 5 cards in hand, still a ton of cards left. Maybe you're just bricked as well. This is a very, very slow start for Nay Ruan. I'm pretty sure I'm saying that incorrectly as well.
Ooh, that would make it more fun. But yeah, we do see the Skater Mim go down into the Inkwell for an Yzma, which we did see an Yzma go into the Inkwell a little bit ago. But we have that ability on board, which is going to be pretty good. And again, we don't really want to see docks early into this Amethysteel deck. We want to utilize the Yzmas. We want to utilize the Genies and then slam docks, flood the board, and do our little aggro dance. But again, Nehruin is just kind of not playing the game as they would like or intended, because we didn't even get to see the elephant, which again would have been a turn too late. I mean, the Elsa's a turn too late. Again, it's really, really hard to sit here and think about this game and analyze it in terms of like, oh, hooray! It's more of like you missed the most crucial part of the deck. The reason people throw an extra 1 jump in there is because they want that 93% chance of hitting turn 2 ramp, and when you don't hit it, math hates you. I don't know.
Ramping on 2 is extremely vital to what this Sapphire Amethyst deck is trying to do. And that's one thing I would not be mad if Blurple goes away. You won't have to hear about the Sapphire Amethyst players complaining about their lack of ramp anymore, because they're always going to tell you about it when they do miss ramp. As we get another Elsa down to Inkwell, the Elsa you have on board really isn't able to do too terribly much with the 2 Genies still sitting there. And now you need a powerful 6-cost play. TikTok wouldn't be bad, but you're going to there is the TikTok. Is that him?
Yeah, that's him. It's a TikTok right on time.
Yeah.
He TikToked his way to the board. So that's going to actually make some powerful, evasive characters. And you're going to kind of think a little bit, think twice about turning anything else sideways, because a 4/7 is a big thing to have be evasive.
I think you had to get after that. You had to get after that Diablo there, especially with this active Yzma. I think you got to clear that Diablo with this Elsa to coerce your opponent to challenge back into the Elsa, and then you can do some cleaning up with TikTok. But now with 2 cards in hand, they probably can play these 3 cards in hand. They can play more cards, ink a card, play things to the board, and then exert this Yzma as Elsa is going to go Elsa down. Interesting turn here.
We do have 5 characters on the board. You can exert the Elsa just for the funsies of it, but do we have a strength in hand? Because I don't think we've seen a strength be played yet. We have a Fire the Cannons, which is a very interesting card to just go ahead and I suppose just put that on there. And then, we can go ahead and draw some more cards. So use the Fire the Cannons, get it out of the way, then exert the Yzma's ability, so you're getting that value before you just chuck that into the discard. And I kind of like that, because now we can just cleanly take out the Elsa with the Genie.
And getting those 3 cards. And I think you might have you still have not played any Strength of Raging Fires yet from Santiago's position. So if this TikTok does go in on a challenge, leaving that Diablo ready, I think is a pretty decent idea. We're going to send them all anyway. I guess you disagree. You're just going to grab that lore, getting all the way up to 13, but just being able to crack back with a nice mighty Strength of Raging Fire would not be the bad thing, as you're pretty confident that Hades the Infernal Schemer is going to be deployed this turn.
Yeah, you're probably hoping, like you said, there's probably just 3 whole Hades in their hand, and they were just trying to hope and pray that they could get there. They did sail, I think, on 3, so that kind of caught them up a little bit. But again, it was like, it's not the best. It's not what you want to be doing, because when Amethysteel is going this wide, that means you're going to need several answers to the problem. So we are going to go ahead and put whatever that was into the Inkwell, because my memory is gone, because we can go ahead and challenge it with the TikTok.
That was the Yzma. So the Yzma's gone.
Right, yes.
Genie is gone, leaving Genie and Diablo around. And see, now you don't have the bodies to, I guess you had to quest with someone, but not being able to sing Strength of Raging Fire here is a detriment to you. I guess you could send one of your characters in, but you'd lose more cards than you want, unless you can do a nice little flood, as the Dolores is going to come on in, getting another card. A nice little flood into an Elsa or a Genie sing Strength, and then deal with the Hades the Infernal Schemer on another turn. 2 cards in hand for Nehruan.
Yeah, normally what I like to do when I play Amethyst Steel is draw a dock into Strength of a Raging Fire and both of those cards in my hand at the same time. And I just need to play the dock and the strength, but I
Yeah.
can't. And I can't play the dock because then I'll lose the strength. And I'm
So
just sitting there.
you gotta
You're
trust
just
the
like,
heart of the cards in those situations. You play the strength,
yeah,
you dock and get the other strength, and then play that one too. That's it.
that is how it works for some people, but not me, not with my luck. And again, I would just like be willing to bet that those are just two Hades infernal schemers scheming twice in his hand, just kind of gummed up, which actually at this point, I mean, 13, 14 is not great. I mean, you could quest out and potentially just hold those two cards a little bit later. Again, going wide into Blurple is really what you want to be doing. I don't know. Do you really want to deal with that TikTok? Because
Yeah,
like I don't want to lose my characters.
At this
And
point, you've already committed to this
yeah,
race line, so you might as well just go and keep racing it and just
Yeah.
put more lore on the board and hope you can just snake your way out of this thing. You're still so far ahead in terms of the lore race, and your opponent may potentially take a turn off to the second star to the right. So you have to also account for that if you can't get through this TikTok or if you elect not to go through the TikTok. So I think getting to 20 lore is probably going to be your primary objective at this point, and not necessarily getting into the board too much, as we are going to
ooh,
play
I
the Strength Rating
love
5.
it. Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry. I mean,
yeah.
you go ahead and play the Strength of the Raising Fire, hard play it, and then that way that leaves me to allow to go ahead and quest with the characters that I have left, which is an incredible thing because we made sure that we had the ink to do that and making sure that every lore counts here at the end of the game. Because again, we're gonna go ahead and scoop it up because that was too
Yeah.
much. You did too
GG.
many things.
Yeah, and that just goes to show how important it is to get that ramp on 2, especially on the draw. If you're on the draw and you miss ramp on 2 against anybody, you're probably not going to be doing too well, especially against the Steel deck. They can just really pile on the power there, get all the lore on the board, and it's just going to end quite terribly for you, as it did for Nehruan there. However, fortunate for you that you get to go first this time, and it's very unlikely that you'll miss ramp multiple times in one fail sitting.
Don't say that out loud.
You're right. I should have said that.
I was like, that's crazy because I know, oh my gosh, there was so many Blurple players that I talked to this weekend that were like, I missed ramp on games 1 and 3. And you're like,
Yeah.
oh.
We saw that happen live on stream. I actually broadcasted a match where that happened, where Illumineer missed ramp in both of the games. It got annihilated. It was so hard to watch because I felt so bad.
Yeah.
And you're just sitting there getting torn apart because of this situation. If nothing, and you really didn't do anything. You didn't do anything to deserve that. No one deserves that.
Right. We want to see the nice. Yeah, we want to see the game being played. We play the game because we want to play our cards. And again, I think that's like there's a few other card games that will do that when our resource management and our resources are a lot more forgiving in this game. And I think that's why I love it so much. But there is a situation in other card games where you just don't play the game. You straight up don't play the game. And it's not like I get to play the game late. It's like if I don't draw the resource that I need, I'll just pass. And now it's like, so it just feels really, really bad. You need resources to play your cards. And when you build your deck that hinges on that and you don't draw the thing,
it don't go well for you more often than not. And that's unfortunate, but that's what you get for playing the Sapphire Amethyst strategy.
That's what you get for putting Dumbo in your deck.
That's your fault. I'm converted. I've eaten all the crow I could possibly eat. I'm so full of crow, it's ridiculous because my take was so incorrect. Dumbo is truly the main character. Okay, and I was wrong. And
I tried to tell you day one. I tried to tell you.
You did.
I did. And you were like,
but honestly, I felt that way because I was just so jaded because I just saw some of these Illumineers out there spending $150 on this card.
I know. I mean,
day one, $150 for the Dumbos. I was like, bro, come on, man. It ain't worth no $150. You lost your mind.
I mean, that's why I didn't bring Dumbo to the DLC because I was like, I mean, I'll play Ember Steel. This is super fun. Blah, 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 blah. I can't afford Dumbos. That's fine. But anyway, it's just the way the game goes sometimes. And when this is such a low resource meta with Fabled that we had to have card draw however we could get it. And you saw some decks just barely even survive. There are no Ruby decks in this format because of the lack of card draw. So again, anything that says draw a card on it is going to be insane. But let me tell you, this new meta, boy.
We're back.
Oh my gosh.
We're back. I cannot wait until the ICL is involved. And when ICL gets into IC Whispers in the Well, it's gonna be on, dude. We're gonna be on like Donkey Kong. It's time to cook now.
What is it that? I mean, look at this card. Like Dumbo, is Dumbo even going to be good anymore? I don't know. Lexington just stares this sucker down.
Yeah.
Like, they just got him waiting. He's
they're gonna need to make a Vase of Part 2, I think, soon.
Evasive Part 2.
They're gonna need to make Evasive the sequel.
2 weeks, November 7th, and we are allowed to do stuff and things. Dumbo's still going to be the star in set 10. I bet you hope so, because at that point, your investment pays off. But at the same time, let me tell you, and you're talking about missing ramp, that Cindy is more disgusting than we could have anticipated. But I mean, well, okay. It's like any card. It's like if you play Cindy on 3 and then Cindy on 4, now it's disgusting. But I guess there are cards like if you play Diablo and then another Diablo, you know what I mean? That's kind of how that is. Like,
That's
of course it's going to be. Of course.
Very,
like,
very similar energy. And Dumbo, I think he's still going to be evasive. He's still going to be able to get to. There's still going to be low resource situations, like maybe playing Dumbo how on 4 ink is still going to be bad as it kind of is now. But maybe a turn 10 Dumbo when you have 1 card in hand and your opponent has none, and then he survives, you're going to be able to use his effect against Lord, draw some cards and just out value your opponent multiple times. That could be kind of obnoxious. So I still think he will have a place, but I don't think it's going to be nearly as good, especially with the pumpkin bomb going around and all the alert stuff and all the everything that's happening. I just don't think he's going to be there.
And the vanilla curve being so much like wider than it used to. And we are going to ink and into the unknown. Please play sale. Thank you. All right, we do get the sale, and the sale comes down, and now we have a game.
Yeah, a game is up. A game is afoot. Into the unknown, and then we're going to ink the Hypnotic Strength as well, staring down a single and solitary El Capitan hook, Forceful Duelist, and pass. So we don't have a 1-cost character to go down, or maybe we do, and we're elected to keep that card as some useful ink. Kicking on over to Santiago now, who's going to be on the approach, trying to keep that curve alive. Maybe you'll slam your own Timothy Q Mouth. Shout out to the world champion. Or maybe you'll put down a more notable 2-cost character in the form of Calhoun, the Space Marine Pirate.
Yeah, see that coming down. And notably, I would say on the play as Blurple, I don't want to ramp and throw down a 1-drop because I'm not trying to empty my hand that quickly. That's why Tipo on the play also kind of doesn't feel great. So sailing into a 1-drop, especially into Amethyst Steel, is just going to get Fire the Cannons and you're going to be upset. But we do see a tip. What is that card?
That is a Genie Wish Fulfilled. No, that's a
nope.
that is a
Timothy?
No. That is a Genie Wish Fulfilled. Is it not Genie?
Nope, it's not.
What is that?
Is it? It is a Genie Wish Fulfilled. Oh my goodness. You got to get your cards out of the ether up there. Come on. They're hanging out halfway into the void, and it is a Genie Wish Fulfilled because it is a 2/4 with 2 lore and probably evasive, but my eyeballs are bad. My brain's bad. My Genie's bad. Hey, there he is. That's like that weird, it's like trying to put together a puzzle and you're looking at the puzzle piece and you're like, where does this go? And you're like, it has to go here. And then all of a sudden it clicks and you're like, wow, okay, sure. That's crazy.
That wasn't good.
Yeah. Like a crazy test. And I failed. But we do have Genie coming down, Basil into the Inkwell, and
showing that 1-cost character, probably not having the most Supremo value in this matchup, going in for that Elsa on 5. Elsa not looking too great either. Again, keeping this evasive Smee and this evasive Genie standing really can counter this Elsa and what she's trying to do unless you send multiple characters in. And it looks like we will go ahead and send the Elsa on after the Smee. Interesting indeed, as this Genie will be able to do a pretty easy crackback. And if you want to send your Genie back in, I guess you could, as now decisions are mounting on both sides, staring down Genie on Genie with Captain Hook sitting in reserve, 4 cards in hand. Nearwin pondering on how to get out of the situation, and we'll just like the quest here. Interesting spot. Potential Madam Mim, Skater Mim could be the punish.
Oh yeah, that is definitely a punishing punish, especially a Skater Mim coming down and making sure that the Genie satisfied dragon can go ahead and cleanly trade with his wish fulfilled counterpart. Ugh. It's not supposed to be like that.
It still will be an overall 2-for-2 from both players' perspective, but you'll get that extra additional lore off the board because right now the Satisfied Dragon could get after this Elsa, and I think that's very important to do so to potentially play around the Bell, the Accomplished Mystic play, as we will set up another Genie, which can clap back against the other Genie if it goes after this Genie, and if you don't, we can go Genie on. It's too many Genies, color.
Genie Wars.
Let's
they're
get
back
Lexington involved, man.
I know. Lexington is such a good card. But yeah, I mean, again, I'm trying to calm down. I'm trying not to freak out about set 10 meta, even though I'm going to. But yeah, there was the Genie Wars of that set. And now there's the Genie on Steel Genie Wars of this set. And again, like you said, like the counterplay, I throw my Genie, I put this in, or you know that Elsa's coming down. It's like, I just get these things out of the sky.
Yeah. Get down here and let's nimbly bimbly on the ground a little bit. Let's roll around here on the earth with all of us normal commoners, as this one Genie on Naruan's side has a decision to be made, as maybe you can I don't know, maybe you can challenge and then Bell. I think that would be a pretty good play to go ahead and clear this Captain Hook and keep your Genie healthy again. So Bell here is the clean and comfortable out to this position, or maybe it's just an ink pass, or Quest ink bounce is also an option available to you.
What are we bouncing? I don't know. I mean,
bounce that Genie, Quest the Genie, bounce the Genie with Madam M Elephant if you wanted to. I don't know how strong that play is. It sounds quite weak, but
yeah, I was like, I don't love that. Yeah, I don't love that play, but at the same time, I mean, how much ink are we at? Like, what we're gonna do? Isabel, there it is. I'll be right back, kid.
And there is the Bell, the accomplished mystic, coming on through, and now Bell will be able to transfer that damage, probably taking out that Captain Hook who's standing patiently in reserve, or maybe put damage onto the Genie, and you will elect to pick the Captain Hook just to get a clean plus. But most importantly, you're going to go ahead and heal your Genie wish fulfilled, and now your position looks ever more stabilized now. So Santiago going to be back on the approach, looking for something else cool to do. Madam Mim, Skater Mim would be a phenomenal card here, as the tiny adversary will be able to give challenger enough to this Genie to clear that exerted Genie and still be able to match witch with the Bell on the crackback, even though Bell will be able to challenge and banish that Genie in reserve. So we got a little bit of gamesmanship happening. It's no strength of Raging Fire being able to be sang by this Genie, unless you flood the board, empty your entire hand in the process, then sing.
Yeah, definitely. I was washing a child's hands. So because we can go to the bathroom by ourselves, but washing our hands by ourselves is the line. That's the line. That's where we draw it. I need help with that. So
yeah, just inking the strength, I think, is a sign that you probably don't have the ability to flood. And we're going to go ahead and exert the Bell, the accomplished mystic, using the Genie and the Elsa to go ahead and clear the Bell. And now the Genie Wars rage on. Washing your hand is very important. I'm glad at least your daughter knows that.
Yes, she does. Yeah. And it wasn't even like a, hey, I need help washing my hands. It was like, it's time to wash my hands. So like, okay, this is not the Thunderdome.
My hands are so raw right now from washing so much this weekend. I wash my hands so much throughout the DLC. So much hand sanitizer. They're like literally, I touched my wife's hands when I got home. She was like, bro, what is wrong with your hands? I was like, wash them so much. I got nothing left, dude.
Nothing
no
left.
Fingerprints. As a Hades, the Infernal Schemer is going to wash the Elsa right on into the inkwell, as Bell is going to clear the Genie now. So this board, it looks much more formidable for Naruan, who has got a very powerful play in with those bells, and that 3 damage floating represents another bell, which lines up super nicely with this Yzma here. So if you can get this chemist off the board, you're on your way to a pretty significant victory. And there is the Schemer.
Yeah. And again, I mean, it doesn't matter. Here's this like sick. Here's another Hades. And we're just going to go ahead and do that thing that Blurple does when they start throwing haymakers that all quest for 2. And so now all of a sudden your 1 Lord looks worse than my 6 Genie.
This is a pretty good spot for the Sapphire Amethyst player, the Blurple player, where they want to be against the Amethyst Steel. This is why this matchup is so favored for them, because they have these high willpower characters and they can quest really hard, they can challenge, and they can move damage, and they can't get hit by strength too hard. It takes a lot for them to get that off. As we're going to put this Genie and Diablo down, you're only sitting at 1 lore as well, so you're losing the card advantage, you're losing the board, and you're losing the lore raise. This is looking pretty bad for Santiago with a late term sale to probably cycle a card.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, at this point, like depending on what's in your hand, you're not really going to want to use another Hades onto the Genie. I mean, I guess you could. That's probably what he's there for. But at the same time, why not play our own Dumbo? And that the sale into the Dumbo makes me feel like we're getting a little bit low on answers. But again, we don't really have to answer too much more because we're firmly in the driver's seat and we have turned quite the corner here.
Yeah, I don't even think you need to even worry about answering anything. That Dumbo is just there just as a body to get another piece of lore in, as you are moving these characters exerted. That's 6 and that's 7. Not 6, 7 again. I can't take it. 6, 7 on the board. And we're staring down Oblivion here as the Dolores Madrigal is going to come on through. not really able to do anything of favor. I guess you could trade into this Bell, but that feels quite miserable going 1-for-1 in this scenario while you have so much more lore and stats on the other side of the board.
Yeah, I have no idea. So we're going to go ahead and hard play a Strength of a Raging Fire, get rid of that Dumbo. And maybe that's why we threw it down. It's like, hey, here you go. You can have this Dumbo. Like, if you have another Strength in hand, you can have this Dumbo. It's only got one lore on it. Maybe it'll draw you me cards. Like, it's a must answer, you know? Like, you have to do something about Dumbo. If you don't do anything about Dumbo, you're in trouble. But we do have a second Strength of a Raging Fire. And of course, it's the Bell. It's always the Bell. Pretend like it's the Hades again, sir.
That is a pretty decent strength, but you still got a long way to go, and you don't have a lot of strength on your board. You have a lot of willpower. Hades, that's a lot of willpower, but you don't have a lot of strength to combat what those Hades have in store for you. So the stare down continues as we can get all the way up to 16 next turn, as Santiago is just kind of rubbing cards together. Now you're holding on to one, I believe, in hand. You still have a dock chain available, but you've used a lot of strength, and I believe you've put 2 down into the inkwell as well. So I think you're all out of strengths here. And now you are pondering. I believe that's 2 strengths in the discard pile. I believe at least 1, maybe 2 are in the inkwell, as well as Nay Ruan is thinking about going on a little quest, mayhaps. We're pondering. We're in the thought vault, in the think tank, in the brain bank, trying to get some drink. Hades having a think. Winnie the Pooh having a think as well. Maybe they're having a conversation.
So not in this deck. We're not having to think with this deck. But I mean, hey, what if we were? And it is an Elsa. We didn't have to think too hard.
Yeah, Elsa just exerts the Dolores, just getting that lore off the board, and something that you can challenge into, and also set yourself up for a pretty nice Bell. And we're going to send that Genie into the unknown as well. So taking a little bit of a turn off to clear your opponent's board a little bit. Not the worst decision, keeping that Diablo up and active, 2 cards in hand. You're afraid of Doc, even though Doc really won't be able to do too terribly much either. But I think you're going to need I think you need some stats here, as Genie is not going to be able to get it done either, as you're going to be able to add a new card from deck to hand. I think it's got to be Doc Bowl Knight. That's where it starts there, as we'll go ahead and set up the Dumbino as well, 9th Wonder of the Universe. Dumbo comes down, and the board is pretty decently established. You got 1 Hades. Oh my goodness. So that's a triple count of triple Hades, the Infernal Schemer, coming through, sending some high impact cards down into your inkwell, and we are questing heavy going up to 17. So Naruan is in the complete driver's seat. And I think at this point, if I'm Santiago, I'm probably just going to get out of here and get on into the next game. Save a little bit of time, because this one's absolutely over, and there's really nothing you could have done. I think you could have got out of there a bit sooner. But I'm not too much of a fan of the premature scoop. As you know, you're going into this game number 3, you're going to be on the play. You have a bit more advantage on the play, as you can get to that 1, 2, 3 saying strength line, and that game was just absolutely cooked. So now you understand what you're up against. It's pretty standard build of Sapphire Amethyst as purple steel. You are going to still be at that disadvantage, but you need to just come out fire and fury, swinging fast, get in the giant board, sing strength or something of note, and then get loose onto the questing. I also did not see a giant cobra. I think is a great card in this matchup, and being able to get to that giant cobra late game when your opponent maybe has saying second start to the right, or has developed this massive board, or starts removing all your characters after that 7 ink threshold. You're going to need to get to something juicy there. So Cobras will be nice. The White Rose, I think we did see a White Rose go down to the inkwell earlier, so I would not be shocked and surprised if Santiago's also playing that. So for now, Rowan, you're going to want to get out here. You cannot miss turn 2 ramp on the draw again. That just simply cannot happen.
No. He can easily miss ramp again, Jay.
No. He's going to want to hit the turn 2 ramp for sure. And I would like to also see some one-cost characters come down a bit sooner in the process as well. Maybe getting that Rafiki out early on turn 1, maybe even the Basil potentially, even though you know Santiago's on the fire to cannons. So maybe not. It might be better served into the inkwell, but you never know. As the cuts are getting in, Santiago's getting active. Naruan's getting active. Who wants it? Do you want to go 2-0? Do you want to win the night right now for your team? Or is Santiago going to even the score? Let's get loose into the comment section out there in Twitch. If you guys are following us at home on the ICL, we are back at it again. ICL on a Tuesday. We'll be back at it again on a Wednesday as well. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. And if you like what you see, make sure you throw a follow. Backseat Geniuses, Inknights. Who's up next? I like seeing Inknights being featured here, and the Backseat Geniuses. I don't know too terribly much about the Inknights. I did not see their flags flying at DLC in Milwaukee as much as I would have liked either. I do like seeing these teams and organizations wearing their kit throughout these events and cuddling together. I tried to take as many pictures with as many teams as I could, but I was unfortunately sequestered to the booth at the DLC in Milwaukee, so unfortunately I was not able to do that. But I really enjoy seeing these teams and getting to know these squads and organizations here. As we got a nice little cut coming in. Cameras rocking and rolling. Nothing much. We're just doing a little bit of preemptive, setting the stage for what's happening here. As
all right.
Bad Vegas. Oh, Bad Vegas is on the Inknights. That's right. Bad Vegas was there. I did get a chance to meet Mr. Vegas again. And everyone on Inknights, make sure you let Vegas know to put the dang Riftbound down and pick the Lorcana back up. I think he's a phenomenal player. And I know his big Riftbound gang don't need to see that. We need Vegas back where he belongs here.
He was at the DLC.
He was there.
He brought his partner and everything and their dog. That's actually how. Did you meet the dog?
I didn't meet the dog. I did not meet the dog. I met him and I met his significant other. It was really nice to see Vegas again.
Yeah, that was good. That was good times. But apparently Luke got to ride back. That was his ride from the DLC, and so Luke got to ride in the back with the puppy and the snacks, and got to nap while he made Vegas, and always. Always made them drive.
Note to self: please don't ever go on a road trip with Luke. All right,
he's just gonna eat and hang out with the dog.
Eat and play games and go to sleep. Okay, got it. Okay,
yeah.
That's
he said he would have driven, but they had the reins, and I was like, so you have to play with the dog and eat snacks? That literally sounds like the best road trip ever.
Okay, now I know. I know. As we go ahead and ink and get that Diablo down on 1, I'm not certain if that's the best 1 cost for me in this situation. I much prefer the Captain Hook or something who can engage, even though just to be able to challenge. Just to be able to challenge, if they go Basil here, there he is. I'd rather have something that can get loose with him, but you will have the opportunity to put another character down on 2, so it really would not matter too terribly much. And I just want something a bit more resilient, maybe, so I can just help bolster my strength numbers, because I don't know how to play Amethyst Steel, but what I do know how to do is go play a character, sing strength, and just blow people out. I can do that all day. As fire, the cannons is going to be a card that's played.
You weren't even worried about it. I was going to put this Diablo down. The Diablo is going to be our little throwback spell book and get us a lore. And I'm going to play Fire the Cannons onto Get Rid of Your Basil. Doesn't matter because I can't find my Calhoun, or I didn't keep it in my opening hand because I'm on the play. I don't need Calhoun. And watch you and sit here and just clinch and be like, are you going to ramp? Are you going to ramp?
Please ramp. Please, for the sake of the ICL. Yeah. And you're
Santiago
thinking about it so
is
much.
The only one that doesn't want you to ramp right now. But the chat wants you to ramp. Everybody wants you to ramp. Your team wants you to ramp. Let's just give it to the ramp god. And Tipo comes down.
Now we got a game.
Boy. Yeah, we got a game. And we do love a Tipo into this situation because you already fired the cannons at our Basil, and that's fine. So now maybe Tipo will stick around and we can get an elephant on board.
That would be a great line. I think I do feel that Elephant is a great in this matchup. Just having that well-statted body, being able to withstand that Strength of Raging Fire play on, so you can play another character, or you can go 2-1 cost here to kind of keep your timeline, because right now you've lost a bit of your initiative in terms of your Sing Strength maneuver. I guess you can play a 3-cost character here and now, and then maybe seeing the strength next turn as you get a 3-cost character down to the Inkwell. So certainly you have another one in hand. Can you imagine if they didn't play a 3-cost character?
That's what I was wondering. I was like, I don't know. So we're kind of taking a different line. Obviously, JDZ already said it. Like, were we saying basically 1, 2, 3 strength? But against Blurple, we don't have a ton of strength targets to sit there and kind of go for. So at this point, I'm playing 1. Diablo's already quested for 2 lore. I've gotten rid of everything that you've put on the board, and now I have a Diablo and a Smee.
And
maybe you're going to play an Elsa.
You got to break up
Genie. Yeah.
You got to break up the elephant play too. I think that was a heads-up maneuver, electing to just take it a bit slower. You don't really have a viable strength target yet anyway, so let me just delay the Singer and just stop this elephant from landing and being able to really run through my defenses. So I like that play a lot coming in from Santiago, as you get a 4-cost, well-statted Genie down, being able to challenge and banish this other Genie, as Smee and Genie together can win that Genie war. Diablo continuing to quest. That's 3 lore. 3 lore being gained by 1 little Raven.
after. Yeah, and that's kind of like what I was saying, was like our little spell book is spell booking, because at this point, you know, maybe we go ahead and throw down an Elsa next turn and go ahead and take care of that genie, so we don't actually have to sing strength on anything notable at this point. But we do think that Elsa, and it's another genie, which is not what we wanted, because we wanted that Elsa to come down and get rid of that pesky genie. Oh, and we'll develop your brain. Okay.
The wars are raging on. We used all of our ink, so that is still a pretty successful turn for Ne Ruan. As we're checking to see what we want to add to our hand, I think you're setting up for the deep terrain. I think you're looking for your big bodies to start dropping if you have the ink requirements the ink allotments to get there. If I see a Hades or an Elsa or something, maybe I hang on to it if I feel confident that I can make it there, because those are going to be the cards that blow this match wide open. Send in probably extra auxiliary ramp cards and all that kind of stuff to the bottom of the deck. That decision seemed kind of tough because it did take some time to make that. So I'll be interested to see what happened, what got sent there. Those are decisions that win and lose games, I believe.
Absolutely. I mean, the develop can ruin your entire day. And I mean, even just playing that on and playing the genie to dig, you know, you basically played a genie, you established something with two lures on it, 2 lures. And that way you took a turn off to draw some cards, as you do see the Yzma come down on the other side. So now, was it basically like a proactive strategy to try to like get to your end game, like what you said, of those Hades and everything else? And I feel like this is kind of why, like, this matchup is closer than what we originally assumed, right? We were always like, oh no, Blurple just beats the pants off of Amethyst Steel. And really, it's that the Blurple players have learned, or the Amethyst Steel players have learned to play out of their minds against a kind of mid-roll Blurple
for sure
draw. Like, you know what I mean?
They're not
like,
blowing you out. Like even this play here. So exerting that genie, giving it up, maybe playing into a Bell here could be the punish, but you have that genie set up. You still have that Diablo being very nefarious over there, questing so freely, and you do fall into that Bell plan, which is the instant punish. But if they didn't have it, you could have put yourself in a pretty decent spot. So a little bit of gamble there didn't pay off this time for Santiago, and we're going to get another quest in for Genie winning these evasive war. But yeah, you're absolutely correct. These small little micro decisions that these Amethyst Steel players make turn by turn determine how this matchup works.
Yeah, and definitely, and that's the problem, is like he always have it, you know? So that's kind of yeah. So another thing too is maybe coming down and making sure that the Elsa didn't tap the Yzma potentially. Yeah. But now we see the Calhoun, and now we're just going to, we love hard playing this Strength of a Raging Fire. It seems to be Santiago has now done this 3 times in this game, exerting that Yzma to draw 3 cards.
I like it.
I mean, that's pretty good. Pretty good.
That is pretty good, and that's the second game this series that we've seen that Yzma do her ability to full effect. And if you want, you got that Diablo. Diablo has now quested again for another lore. I think that's a total of 6 that this Diablo has gone for, which is absolutely insane. I think no, it's total of 5 or 6 lore that this Diablo has gone for by himself. Let's just keep adding up. And I said, hey, the Diablo is maybe not the best one cost, and I think I'm wrong. This thing is just so inconspicuous, man. He's just gaining lore every turn as the schemer, scheming and dreaming, getting after this Yzma.
Go ahead and take the Diablo for us all. But at this point, it is basically refilling our hand, because again, kind of the docks are what you want to come in and, oh my goodness, I swear to goodness. Basically, the docks are what you want to come in later. You don't really want the docks early, but the Diablo sat around, gained us, I don't know, maybe all 7 of that lore, maybe 5 of that lore. We don't even know anymore, but it did draw us a card when card draw was thin. So,
and that
is a pretty good Diablo.
That is very impressive, and we haven't seen a good dock play. I like to keep tabs on when the docks are coming in and how effective they are. And right now, Santiago's docks are very, very untrained. I mean, they're like level 100 Pokemon. You know, when you don't get enough badges, they're not doing anything. Where are your docks at, man? And why are they not?
They are a mid to late game thing. Because I'm trying to draw with Yzma, I'm trying to draw with Genie, I'm trying to draw with literally anything else in my deck, and then at the end of the game, when I have got you, I will chain these docks together.
This one is time. This is the time. This is the time, right? The time is here. The time is now. It's time to get docking right now. Maybe you got multiple in hand or something, and now we are going to go ahead and exert the Hades, the Infernal Schemer. You can send both of your board in. You can send your entire side into the Hades if you want. You'll lose the Smee. You'll lose the Calhoun. You'll gain 2 lore in the process, and your board is a White Rose. It's going to come on through as well, getting up to 8. Doc, next turn, you're on your way. This board is looking ferocious.
Now, yes, I was going to say now we are prime for a dockening, and if that is a last card in hand is a dock, and shoo boy, like dock, and then to another dock, into a situation to where again it's pretty rough. So we're just
going to take the trade. Kohler, what do you think about that trade?
You know what? I think that I don't know. Those genies are just going to sit there too. So again, you kind of have to sit there and think about like, oh, that's four lore each turn, because you're not going to be trying to challenge into it. And there's the second Hades. This is what I was talking about. The Amethyst Steel will play out of their minds. They will do things that you were like, that was super clever. I like what you did. I see how you set that up. That was amazing. You put yourself in the best position. Blurple top decks another. I'm just kidding. He probably had the Hades, but at the same time, you have the potential to top deck just a second Hades in a row. And all of that thinking and wheeling and dealing that you did on the Amethyst Steel side doesn't matter because the cards are so much stronger in Blurple.
Yeah, and there it is. Finally, we got a good dockening for Santiago, who still is kind of the position is starting to falter a little bit as the genie comes through as well. So that's an additional card to your hand, and it can help you fight this evasive battle. But still, it's not great. You got a Calhoun as well, so you're using a lot of ink, and just like that, this board is massive. Seeing a strength here, and you have gotten back into this thing. No, it's not going to be able to sing. We're just going to quest that white rose for one. Playing right into this Vicious Bell now. Vicious Bell could ring your bell. Hades into Rose.
Second star on the right.
I'm fine with it.
It's gonna be bad. Oh my god! Third Hades. This is exactly what I was talking about. I'm so angry right now. I'm not angry. I'm fine. This is exactly what you wanted, and I'm happy for you to live your dreams. But no, I'm not happy because this is what it is. Again, we're watching Amethyst Steel, and not to say that Nehruin is not doing a bad job, but bless them for having those genies on board for as long as they had the genies on board and drawing into triple Hades. That just negates every clever nimbly bimbly thing that our Amethyst Steel player is doing, and we're gonna go ahead and scoop that up because there's nothing that you can do against three different deities.
Brutal. And that is a fact. You had some opportunity. There was a small little windows of hope, but those Hades starting to rain down is going to be the end of that game. And well played to both of those Illumineers. You tried to fight it, but you just couldn't get it done. Let's hop over here and see what they have to say about it as this match is now concluded. Here we go.
Yeah, let's go. Yep.
Hello, gentlemen. Greetings and salutations. How are you? You gave it to me one time, and I completely forgot how to pronounce your handle. We'll say Naruan. Congratulations to you for getting to the dub. Santiago, it didn't work out for you this time, but starting with you, Naruan, we got Sapphire Amethyst. Okay, the big bad of the format. Thoughts? Why did you bring that deck to the ICL? Is that something you've been on this set? Is there any spicy text? And what are your thoughts going into Whispers in the Well? Do you think this deck's going to stick around?
First off, I was a sub, so one of our players just couldn't make it. So this was actually what was basically together for the set champs that I played in over the weekend. That I actually got my mat on. So I was just like, okay, this is what's together. I'm at work. Let's go ahead and submit this. I changed out like maybe 2 cards in it, but otherwise it's okay. I have been playing it basically all set except for CCS when I thought Tinkerbell was going to be a thing and dropped 0-2 at the start. That was, but I was able to help my teammates out, go get them some lunch. It's kind of difficult to get out of the CCS when everybody's in there, so I was able to be a
there's
be a
no
good
way
team
to get lunch
captain.
either.
Nice.
There is that gas station, kind of across,
There's the kebab shop that's right beside it. I highly suggest it. It is awesome if you have time.
Shout out to the kebab shop out there.
0-2 drop. Let's go get some kebabs. JDZ, you and me, December. Let's go.
I'm down.
I don't know the name of it.
Go to the kebab shop. I'm with it. That's how you gotta ring to it.
Guys, I like it. We're doing that.
So back to in regards to this tournament though, so you find out you're loaded up against Amethyst and Steel. I believe that's a pretty favorable matchup, but you come out of the gates pretty slow. You miss ramp on 2. What was your plan to try to get out of that situation, and what do you think went right and what do you think went wrong in the previous games that you played?
So basically what I had in my hand was just, it just wasn't going to work. Everything I had, I just kept having to ink what I was just hoping to maybe get to late game, which I did get a little bit of control, but I kind of figured he had it at that point. Plus, I was coming in, I was a little bit flustered. My wife actually had to go to a book club tonight, so I had to put down my kids and get them a bath and everything.
Nice.
So I mean that was well, she did make it home, so fair on her. She got back just in time, but so
This is the
my mind
ICL.
just was my mind
this is-
wasn't actually in it.
This is a family affair, you know. So we all have kids, we all have families. So thank you for doing that and taking care of the kid. But Cole, you have any
Yeah,
questions
you're
for
about to-
Nayron before we kick it over to Santiago and see what they thought from their perspective?
No, I was about to say, I mean, I definitely had, you're about to, if you ever watch your match back, you're going to see the amount of kid aggro that I accumulated during your game. So anytime that I just straight up disappeared, I was, doing potty stuff and making sure that the loudest toy in the house wasn't just having a parade behind me. So totally feel you on having to Disney Lorcana and parent at the same time.
It's
I feel you.
it's a juggle. It's a juggle for sure.
It's a jungle.
Absolutely.
It is a juggle. It's also a jungle, and we got to get it done. But Santiago, I don't know if he was also doing parenting, but it did not work out for you this time. You came out and you had a pretty bad matchup. Game number 1 went well for you. Game number 2, I mean, there was some things that happened in the Hades when they start flowing. From your perspective, how does this matchup typically go? And what were some plays that you were looking for? And what do you think? Where do you think it all went wrong?
I can go on and on. Really, it's just the standard of
Oh.
format. I truly don't think that this is a bad matchup. It's just when the cards are flowing, like you said,
Yeah.
this deck just is, not to be harsh, autopilot, but it is what it is.
Yeah. It does kind of feel like that sometimes, like especially in those late game situations when we feel like you've grinded, you got them into a low resource state, and then boom, the Hades are just dropping in, and the second star stuff comes down, and you just really cannot outvalue that. But was
Right,
there ever an instance? Are you playing a card can you just talk about some of the text that you have, or what are some of the lines that you're looking for to when you're engaged with Sapphire Amethyst to kind of tip the scales more in your favor?
Just standard stuff, really.
Mhm.
Dog, Yzma's. I played Dolores as well.
Yeah.
I know some people aren't on to that card. I mean, it's another format now, so it doesn't matter. But throughout my tournament, months of playing, it's been fine. It's been working out hot.
Yeah.
Just sometimes they're just better. It is
For
what
sure.
it is.
It is what it is, man. You just have to accept that your docs were not playing ball either, man. We saw.
Yeah.
I
I
made,
only saw Doc at the end, but yeah.
I made a note of that. I'm like, bro, your docs need some training, bro. Them things are not doing their jobs, bro. They should have been in there a lot sooner to help you really accelerate. Because you got to the point where you get up to like 12 or 13, and then you be in a spot to turn the corner with a nice timely doc, or maybe talking to a strength, and you just kind of can blow it wide open before the Hades start raining down on you. But that's just the nature of the game, man. And it is what it is. Like I said, it's the end of the format. I think Amethyst still has a pretty reasonable spot in our metagame, but we'll see how it goes. But Color, you got any questions for
We'll see how it
Santiago?
goes. A lot of things are changing.
Absolutely. Do you got anything from your perspective that you noticed, Color, from the Amethyst Steel side?
One
I
more
was gonna
time.
say,
No.
you
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, sorry. No, I was like, oh, I get to talk now. No, yay. So basically, we were saying like, you were saying at the beginning we were like, oh, it's a very unfavored matchup for Amethyst Steel and Blurple, and you just mentioned a minute ago that you think that it is actually like more closer to 50-50. And I think what I was saying during the game was basically like it is closer to 50-50, but I think that the Amethyst Steel player has to play out of their mind, and then Blurple has to kind of just play, and that's what kind of closes the gap to closer to 50-50. Would you say that that's, I mean, but you did kind of say that the Amethyst Steel deck kind of pilots itself, so do you think that it's different lines that closed that kind of gap that we were seeing where it was super unfavored, or do you think that just Blurple has just like that stronger end game?
It does have that stronger like 1, 2, 3, 4 type aspect where it really matters what your other 4 drops are. But if you're just playing Genie on 4 and then Elsa on 5, it never mattered.
Yeah.
But like, say he played that Iago, or say he played that Mim. I choked him out game 3 out of Mim, and then Iago probably would have gotten blasted. It just so happened to be the Genie, and that's how it is.
Yeah.
So basically,
sure.
you have to play out of your mind, and then they just play the game.
Right.
They play the
Sometimes,
game.
yeah. Oh, they don't draw their better 4 drop. That's about it.
I was thinking on game 3 that like I had the Yago in the hand. I could either like ink it, but you'd already like showed, I believe, 2 cannons and like 2 strengths at that point. I was like, I could play it, or at that point I had 2 genies in my hand. I was like, I could just play genie back to back and then
No, yeah,
just
that's always the correct
get the
play.
draw.
I 100%
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah, get that genie down and also develop into the later game of just banishment for So
Yep.
super fun times. What are you guys excited
Absolutely.
about for set 10? Santiago, I want to hear your excitement card and then
Really
Nehruin.
taking a break until Richmond, and we'll see from there. If I get a ticket, I'll put some effort in. But besides that, probably taking a quick pause of this game. Sadly.
All right.
Okay. How about you, Nehruin?
Also looking for Richmond. Some of the team will be going. Looking forward to just see what else we get. Looking forward to see how this boost mechanic is going to work and if it will actually be a thing, if it will actually become a part of the meta, or is it just going to fall to the wayside and are we just going to keep going wide and turning dudes sideways and not care about it?
That's I hope the latter. I hope the
No.
latter is not the first thing that you said. But gentlemen, we really appreciate you guys participating in the ICL. As we often do, we like to end this thing with some shout outs. So Santiago, we'll start with you. Anything you want to say, any shout outs that you want to give, then we'll kick it over to Nehruin.
Shout outs to my team, Backseat Genius, and then shout outs to Supernova Toys and Collectibles. Best shop in Chicago.
Let's get it. Super toys and what? And collectibles? Supernova?
Supernova, yes. Supernova.
Okay, Supernova, right on. Supernova Toys and Collectibles in Chicago. Shout out to you. All right, kicking on over to Nehruin. You are the winner. You got it done for your team tonight. Any shout outs that you want to give before we wrap this thing up and get on into round number 3?
Big shout out to the whole Inknights team, to the Inknights community back at the Discord. Hope you guys are watching. Also, I believe Bunks already did a shout out to Meeple. Hey guys, and also our local game store here, Empire Games in Anderson, South Carolina. So
let's go. Empire Games, stand up. We see you guys. All right, so thank you so much again for your participation in the ICL, coming back after a quick turnaround from the DLC, and we will see you more in the ICL. It's over. It's not over. I mean, this round is over, but there will be more that is happening. So thank you so much, gentlemen.
Thank you so much. It's over.
Hey,
I'm
guys.
just kidding. All right. Have a good night.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Oh yeah.
I'm back. I got there quick this time.
You
I
did.
am impressed. I'm
proud of
impressed
you.
with myself how fast
Yeah,
I got back.
You
to
didn't
the,
minimize 4
to the
things
booth.
and then open
Unless
it.
I'm
You
not
just kind of.
in the booth. I can't hear. I'm not in the booth.
Yeah.
Dang it. There it is. How about now?
Oh, can you hear yourself? Can you hear me?
How about now?
Oh,
There it is.
Is JDZ in the room with us right now? There he is.
I'm here. I made it. So Inknights come out with a strong 2-0 start, and I didn't think that I'd see that, but the matchup was there. I thought I have a lot of faith in the Backseat Genius. They came out last season and had a pretty good run, and to see them come out with the 0-2 to start, but just because you're 0-2, that doesn't mean anything. Every game counts here in the ICL.
The points matter.
Right. So you still have to come out and play well in this game number 3. So it might have been an overall victory for Inknights, but they might have won the war, but they need to win all the battles, if that makes any sense. We reversed the normal way.
What?
There you go.
No.
Because usually you won the battle, but you haven't won the war.
Yeah.
But
well,
they've already
that's
won the
true.
war. They've already won the war.
The war is still going because tonight is just battles within battles. It's a battle inception. We've got a little battle of each round, and then we got this battle, and then you got to keep playing.
Oh, you got to keep.
League.
So the whole season.
So the
is
league
the war?
has to. Yeah, the season is the war.
Okay, it's a skirmish.
A skirmish?
This is a skirmish. This is a skirmish. Yeah,
was it Garrick?
Each game is a skirmish.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, that was Garrick. I was like, what? That's not Luke. So Disney Gun, is that you? Okay, no. Okay, so Garrick said a skirmish within a battle within a war, which is the season
that makes
2
a lot
of the
sense.
ICL.
That makes a lot more sense, I think. But they did win. They did win tonight, and I still think that that's just going to be how it is. This meta is very swingy, and taking nothing away from any of the players that have admitted defeat. It's just how it is, So you just have to roll the dice, and sometimes it's going to come up snake eyes. But color, I
rolled snake eyes 3 times this weekend. I'm sorry. I'm absolutely scarred for life. I rolled snake eyes 3 times. I was playing an aggro deck. I didn't get to go first at all. I'm scarred.
At least you did get the Mulan though. You are charging ahead.
I did get the Mulan.
I did meet this one Illumineer, and she didn't win a single game. Okay, she was like, I did not get the Mulan. I lost every round. was like, you know what?
Well, I know
I wish
somebody
I-
that
if I
went
had-
2-6.
Oof, if I had the Mulan, I'd give it to him. I feel bad, but it is what it is. They can come back at Richmond and get one then. So sign up should be opening for Richmond here soon if you guys want to get out there and play. But Color, I think your time might be coming down to an end. I know you got some motherly duties to take care of and some things to do. But before we go, what are you going to say? Any shout outs to you? Miss Color, the floor is yours and it's lava.
The floor is lava. Please don't say that. She might hear it and want to play that game. Oh my god. No, I'm just kidding.
My bad.
All right. So your kids, were they goldfish crackers or graham crackers kids?
Go fish 100%.
Okay,
100% goldfish, yeah.
That's it. Yeah. My life is covered in goldfish dust. So I'm gonna go handle that and bribe her to brush her teeth with goldfish, which is insane and unhinged, but it works because she's 5.
You do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
You do what you gotta do.
Yep.
Well,
but thank you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Yeah.
Oh man, Garrick, you're live. I can see you. I can't hear you though. You're muted.
It's the snack that smiles back.
I saw you with a full-on
goldfish.
With a full-on lip lick there, over there, just hanging out. Are you eating goldfish right now?
I was eating some Cheerios right before I got on here. So
wait. Why are we eating Cheerios for dinner, big dog?
Struggle. I haven't gone grocery shopping yet. I don't know. I live alone in a house.
Bro, the struggle meal? That's a 10 out of 10 struggle meal.
Who's going to judge me? A little cereal for before bed?
That's a 10 out of 10 struggle meal, dude. I love a good struggle meal. We got to do a struggle meal tier list, man. A bowl of cereal is up there. That's like meta.
A bowl of cereal goes crazy, yeah.
Oh, man. We got Honest Abe is in the bracket. Honest Abe is in the dojo? Ain't no way they got Honest Abe out here getting loose and active versus who?
Jeff Jones. You know I got you. You know I got you.
Sorry, I'm a bit delirious, man. As Honest Abe's out here trying to save face for the organization right here on the play, going at it again against Jeff Jones. Jeff Jones. Who? Okay, anyway. Sorry, my bad. We won't do that anymore. Oh, I will refuse, but
I'll do it at least 2 or 3 times. So.
I like I think my number one struggle meal, if I'm really struggling, I love some noodles. A nice top ramen is a good struggle dish.
Mm-hmm.
Hot dogs and bread with no buns.
Yes, sir. A little butter pan fried hot dog.
Whew, that's a pretty good struggle meal there.
It's a great struggle meal. You ever struggle so hard you ate a bowl of cereal with water?
Yeah, I've stretched the milk out.
I've been there. I was like, it can't be that bad. No, it's inedible. Just eat the cereal with your hands.
I like it.
Anyway, game number 3 here between the Inknights and Backseat Genius. We are fighting for honor here, but also points, like you said, do matter. They're not made up, and they do matter. So you need to come in, get yourself a quick W. But if you're Jeff Jones, you want to get a win yourself and shut that door. Open up your team to get even more points in this very, very tough bracket that is Division A.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, getting a sweep, like the old patent pending sweep, goes a long way. Not necessarily. Oh, and going out.
We're Giga playing right now.
How did you get to go first? Like, what happened there? As Jeff Jones is on the play, it seems.
Did Abe opt to go?
How did Abe elect to go second? What's happening here? I feel like I'm missing something, as we are going to get that Sell the Odds Right seed down to the Inkwell as he goes second and show Aurora. What is happening? Are the sides correct? I believe everything is still good to go, as we are going to exert that Aurora, bringing forth the Tiana probably, and there she is. The restaurant owner is down, and this is looking pretty bad already.
Yeah, with no one drop to threaten, the Aurora, the Tiana always feels super nice, very safe to come down, as it looks like it is going to be Emerald Sapphire. On the other side here, no Tifo. We are going to sail the Azurite Sea. Hopefully, we're going to draw a card and find a 1-cost character to get onto the board.
Yeah, we
need to draw a card here.
We 100% need to be pressuring or threatening at least a way to ship.
He drew a card for his sale, did he? Did I miss it? Am I crazy?
He might have.
Okay. I thought I was watching closely. Ops to go second. opts to not draw off sale, just playing on hard mode.
I like it.
Diana and Aurora
I love the tenacity, by the way. We need more of that.
Oh, we're just gonna shift the Rhino for 3. The hand's got to be pretty bad if you're doing that.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe you got some. It's really giving Doc. I think you're trying to set up a nice Doc play. Maybe just trying to expire the cards from your hand sooner or later. As Honest Abe really isn't really doing too terribly much right now in this spot. Going into your 4 ink play, there is the Clarabelle, Contented Wallflower, and the Tipo. So you are double ramping here. That's a back-to-back sale. No, I'm sorry. That was the ink for turn, ink for sale.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, and play the Contented Wallflower again to draw 1 card.
Yeah.
Interesting.
On the side of Amber Steel, I mean, getting a Rhino out is nice against Emerald Sapphire. It doesn't get hit by Under the Sea unless they have the heads held high there. But even if it is a double dock situation, I think I'd much rather Rhino tempo dock and then shift Rhino play dock this turn, right?
Or maybe he's trying to get the stats out there, get the lore on the board, and then maybe it's not a double dock, maybe it's just a single dock. You're just trying to expand the mass here a little bit, and it's not even any of that.
Okay, so it had to be the Plutos there, which makes more sense if you just have 2 Plutos and the Rhino shift line in your hand. That makes a lot more sense because typically as an Amber Steel player, you don't just want to waste a card. And by playing the little Rhino and shifting on the same turn, you essentially wasted the card, right? Underneath, you lost the lore. But we saw the double Pluto. We have 1 card in hand. And we are passing over. We're going fast, though.
We're staring down the Contented Wallflower. I guess there's a world where you still could shift this thing. Seeing your welcome seems almost like a death sentence. You don't really want to do that, I don't think. Maybe you can shift and you can't even really challenge in because you could send the Tiana back, but you can't even challenge in because of the Tiana tax that is now in full effect as she is exerted. So singing maybe a Mother Knows Best wouldn't be the worst case in this scenario. This is looking grim for Honest Abe, who is staring down eternity over there on the side of the board, already sitting at 9. Lord, man, this deck is good. Why didn't I play this deck? Man, this deck is way better than I thought it was.
There's the You're Welcome. You did call it. We got to get rid of something off of the board here. If you choose Rhino, that's 2 cards back in the deck to get 2 cards into the hand. So that doesn't feel as bad. Potentially, maybe you have an Under the Sea and can make use of that if the Rhino is off the board. Of course, Pluto doesn't get hit by that, but we're going to send the Pluto back, draw 2 cards on the side of the Inknights, and we are just fueling up the Amber Steel deck. Man, they're going to have 3 new cards at the start of their turn, and if 2 of those are characters you can get down and 1 is a strength, you can challenge in to this Clarabelle with your Aurora and remove it pretty cleanly.
Yeah, that's pretty scary. I hate using Your Welcome onto the Amber Steel player. Granted, you will get some cards of your own, but you're refueling them again unless they draw like just a multiples of docks or multiple cards that don't have a lot of impact as they're going to get that Mulan, shake up the hand a little bit. I think I'd love, I don't know, man. I really just hate using Your Welcome in that situation, and you're able to cycle through the fire the cannons, which really isn't doing too terribly much in this matchup. You're still just getting these glimmers moving. Quest all here.
Could see another Rhino, another Pluto. We did ink to 4, which is an important threshold in the Amber Steel deck. You don't want to be caught at the point in the game where you need to top deck something that quests for 1 and you draw a Rhino or Pluto on 3 ink. It's the most miserable thing in the world, as we do see another Rhino. So we have 2 characters that would live to see another day if an Under the Sea does come down. So it is looking pretty much over. I don't think there is anything in the deck on the side of the Emerald Sapphire player that could get them out of this sticky situation that they find themselves in. They could just play the Under the Sea this turn, I believe.
I think,
they're actually 2 ink away from that. Yeah. So
right. They're going up to, they're going 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, they're only going up to 7 ink this turn, so they could ink 1, get up to 7, but that's just not enough. Play Bend to My Will just to show some authority, I suppose. Just take the cards out of their hand,
show some fight,
show a little bit of tenacity. Just play Bend to My Will and pass. I think could be the maneuver here. It looks like you're gearing up to move 3 ink. Maybe you got a series of Mother Knows Best, or you may be trying to play the Tiana tax. Maybe tax, banish the Tiana, Mother Knows Best, send the Rhino back to the hand, sing Mother Knows Best with the other one, or excuse me, I don't know. I don't know if there's, you're going to need a series of cool.
There are ways to get yourself out of game on this turn, but not many ways to get yourself out of the situation permanently without an under the sea heads held high combo. So realistically, that could happen next turn.
Yeah.
If you can stall the win for one more turn with a Tiana challenge and then a Mother Knows Best, like you said, that's only 4 lore for Jeff. And then next turn you sing heads held high, play under the sea the good old fashioned way. That can get you out of the situation, and maybe you can get yourself a comeback with a John Silver, put some Basils onto the board. There's a Mother Knows Best.
Okay, so we are going to get rid of the Tiano. And now the Clarabelle can actually challenge and banish the Rhino. You'll take some damage back in the process. No big deal. You've now managed to survive a turn. You still have 3 ink left. Another Mother Knows Best would be really nice as you play the Donald Duck, the Daisy's Date. No, Donald Duck.
Perfect Gentleman.
Perfect Gentleman. And that is another card that's just I really, really don't like in this matchup, particularly just because he's just going to give that Amber Steel player more lore, more. Every card is basically some lore at this point. You got the Fire the Cannons and the Strength of Rage and Fire, but everything else is going to be more lore being added to the board every time they draw a card, which feels quite miserable. Now, in this place, do you go ahead and get through that Clarabelle, or do you just go ahead and keep questing? What do you do here?
I myself am probably going to crash that Mulan into the Clarabelle, just get it off the board. If they're going to come back in any way, it's going to be off the back of that Clarabelle. So I would just prefer to get rid of it. And then you quest for 3, go to 17, reestablish some more characters on the board and keep it moving. But I'm not letting an exerted Clarabelle that can be easily removed by my 1 cost remain on the board if I'm the Amber Steel player.
100%. It's not even worth that lore. I think I'm almost instantaneously doing that play, especially with a card like Heads Held High. If that does happen and they heal that Clarabelle, you're going to feel like the biggest pit of despair coming your way because you had the opportunity to get rid of that Clarabelle. And it looks like you will go ahead and take that exchange right now, sending the Mulan into the Clarabelle. You take that trade any day of the week, and then we're going to go ahead and quest for another 3, getting all the way up to 17, staring down a Donald Perfect Gentleman, and you'll add more lore to. Oh my goodness, the Spinnerino comes on in with the Spinnerino, readies up this Rhino, and here we go. I think Abe's going to need another miracle here.
I wonder if there were 2 uninkables in hand, because the Aurora did reduce the cost of the Tiana, so it could have been played for 2. We would have had to ink to do that. But we do pass it on over with game in board, staring down the Emerald Sapphire player yet again.
And it looks like we're pondering. Bobby, if you want to take over the card reader, you're more than welcome to do so. Card reader Bobby, you're on duty.
You're on deck.
You're on deck.
As Madam M Elephant is just hanging out on the screen.
I don't have access. Unless I do. I didn't check. There we go.
It's tough to do while commentating, though, to be fair.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's a challenge. You got to be built super different, as we are going to go Vision of the Future. So Honest Abe, not giving up. We're going to keep fighting this thing all the way through to the finish line. I had the pleasure and opportunity to meet Abe this weekend. I'm pretty stoked. I've been kicking it with Abe for a while. I was glad to finally meet him in the flesh in real life. It was super cool. As the John Silver is going to be back at it again, this might be good enough to keep you around as we give Reckless to one of those characters, and then the Donald Duck can go ahead and challenge and banish the Aurora. So the game goes on.
The game does indeed go on, and if you are an Amber Steel player, seeing that big body John Silver come onto the board is a nightmare. It is a card that can just completely lock you out of the game. And you spoke about the Donald Duck, the Perfect Gentleman, earlier. I think, okay, we are just going next.
Just get up out of here. I'm interested. How did Honest Abe end up on the draw that game? Because
that is interesting. Also, couldn't they have just? They could have gotten out of that situation,
They
right?
definitely could have survived. Maybe just said, "Hey,
Donald challenges into Aurora. John Silver
gets reckless, and you will live. You will continue to play, but maybe they just say, I want to save a little bit of time. The writing is on the wall. Let's get up out of here and move on."
Interesting.
It could be what Honest Abe was thinking
Hand
about
could have
there.
been terrible. So I guess that is certainly a thing. But I guess I don't know. I feel like you could maybe draw out of that situation. You're going to draw more cards with Donald.
Yeah.
You could get another vision of the future, find another answer. I don't know. Seemed a little premature on the scoop or Reno there, but we're going to go into game number 2 here.
I agree. I don't understand. I don't get it. Maybe they just didn't see it, or maybe, like you said, time does become a factor, and just getting out of here early. Even though you are playing against the aggro deck, these matches do go pretty quickly. You just want to say, I want as much time as I can. I'm going to be on the play this time. Hopefully, you should have been on the play that game as well, as your team did suffer a defeat there in round number 2. So getting on the draw was very interesting, unless we missed it. Oh, okay. Never mind. Correction. I've been corrected. There was an infraction, and that was a penalty. I just learned. Thank you, production. Ding, 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 ding. I can't do the music. This just in music. I do apologize for that. So,
we had access to the soundboard.
Yeah. That'll be the only change. We got to get into our own little private Discord call just for those reasons, I guess, just to get the soundboard access, as we're going to get a nice little alter in. So this time, Honest Abe is going to be on the play, and I don't hate this matchup. I mean, depending on how these decks are configured, I think there are lines that this this Emerald and Sapphire deck has that can line up very nicely against the aggro decks. If you have Baymax in your deck, if you have Heads Held High, Under the Sea combo in your deck, if you have, Scrooge McDuck, I know that's a card that people are cutting in fast quantities because he's just not it. So maybe depending on how your deck is built, we saw there's some Mother Knows Best. At least one is in there. I think that's a great card in this matchup. So you have stuff, man. It's not just the end of the world, and you are going to be able to go first this time. You play Ember Steel. What you said? You said this matchup is just free. How do you feel about it?
Well, I think that like Emerald Sapphire is kind of like a fake deck. I mean, it's just not anywhere near the big 4, right? It's just so fragile that if you interrupt their shift lines or like they stumble at all, they just can't win. Like their deck wins off the back of like Clarabelle. You know what I mean? And if they don't have Clarabelle, they can't like win the mirror, or they can't win against other control decks. They need the cards on the board early to shift onto, and like the aggressive decks have Fire the Cannons. It's just a very fragile deck. So it can win. It can do really, really powerful things, but there's a reason why we really didn't see it all too much in the top cut of the 2 DLCs in this format, right?
Right.
It could not stand up to the other decks consistently enough to go through a long tournament against the best players in the world and make it to the top.
It is just quite frail, I think, as we are going to get a chance to ramp on to in the form of Tipo, which is not bad. Tipo is threatening the Baymax shift along with, or you can shift Baymax onto the Clarabelle, sing Under the Sea as early as next turn if you want it. But we also have that Rhino up. We saw how quickly Jeff was able to shift that Rhino last time. Maybe we just go for the Rhino shift to kind of break up the potential Under the Sea line early, instead of flooding the board, which this Amber Steel deck would not mind doing either. So interesting turns coming up. Let's see how Jeff Jones breaks it down this next turn.
Yeah, the Rhino shift line is a really, really good line against this deck, especially because of the Under the Sea, and like the Heads Held High combo is kind of a dream. I've never seen it done against me.
You've never seen it
hard
done?
to assemble. Not against me, right? It's never happened to me. And it's hard to assemble. You need like a very, very specific line of cards to make that happen very, very early in the game, as a Tiana is going to hit the discard pile there. Might speak to the uninkability of the hand for Jeff. We'll see if a Fire the Cannons comes down. It does. We're going to hit that Clarabelle every single time. That is the shift line you're really worried about. Now, a Baymax could come down and punish you here with a challenge. So it is always something that you need to take into consideration, but we're not going to be singing Under the Sea on this turn. And that's really what's important here.
And I think you kind of talk about that early in the interim of the game. Just their moves are very telegraphable, and what they can do, you can kind of see it. And if you have the units, or if you alter your hand for those units, you can kind of break those plays up. Like now, you are still threatening an under the sea next turn, so the Donald Duck Perfect Gentleman along with the Tipo can do it to you. So now you might have to interact with this Tipo again, but that will take you off of your sacred timeline as well. If you ink a card and hard play Strength of Raging Fire to clear Tipo, that doesn't feel very good either. But even getting hit with Under the Sea, is that the worst thing? I don't know. As we're going to go for 3, play the lady. Oh, we're going all in. We're going all in. We're playing into the Under the Sea and make them have it. What do you think about that? The make them have it strategy.
Well, they have to have Baymax and Under the Sea, right?
Right.
Donald, yeah. So they don't have that. If I'm Amber Steel, they don't have it.
They never have
it. Yeah, I'm going.
They never have it.
I like this for sure. Like at this point, you just need to go quickly. They have Donald Duck established, and like Donald Duck can be bad for the Emerald Sapphire player when there is an Amber Steel player on the other side of the board. It can be a negative, but it can also just help you find the answer every single turn that you need, and it can get quite quickly out of hand if the Donald draws them too many cards. Like you're getting cards on your side, but they're little. They're getting cards on their side. They're big, and they could be answers for your little things.
Right.
So Donald Duck is definitely a double-edged sword, not just for the Emerald Sapphire player, but also for the Amber Steel player.
And I think so he's not going to have it as we go. Nice sequence, bringing out the Clarabelle Contented Wallflower, and then gaining a draw there. And then I believe going and playing the Vision of the Future using all of our ink. I think you still might have the opportunity to make another ink for turn, unless you already did. I can't quite remember, but staring at the hand, finding the most important card. I think at this point, if you got the Under the Sea, you might have to just nab that up here, because if you don't deploy Under the Sea soon, you're probably going to end up saying GG and extending your hand to your opponent here. So that's kind of where this game is headed. That's where this game is going. As you got a Mighty Quest coming in next turn. A Vicious Bodyguard could spell demise as well, as these characters are ready to get loose, busy, and active. And hope you guys are all having a loose, busy, and active evening on this Tuesday in the ICL.
Jeff does have the Singer established, so if Strength of the Raging Fire is in hand, we can remove the Clarabelle, shift target, but puts the hand down, so we might be thinking about a quest here. Again, Rhino can shift as well to avoid the Under the Sea if you're worried about your opponent having it on this turn after the Vision. We do ink a Rhino, put a Pete down, which will silence the Under the Sea Singers for now. So we did put the Rhino in the Inkwell, though. That is important to keep in mind. You would love to have the ability to shift that, but might have been the only option. But to be fair, you passed your turn and you didn't use that last ink. So could have just played the Pete, kept the Rhino, and not inked. But there could be a plan here on turn number 5 where you're going to need that 5th ink.
That extra little piece of ink, and just having a threatening shift line available for your next turn. We saw the big Rhino go down to the Inkwell as well. So maybe you have another one of those. Maybe you have more Doc. The Bold Knights are in hand. You
could be a Pete Doc turn, which would be huge next turn.
Or even Pete Strength turn. That could also be great. You have plays available as this Under the Sea. You don't even have to worry about it. Pete is such a nice little warm blanket in this matchup. It just makes it so much worse. As Honest Abe is thinking about what we're going to ink here, maybe you can go for the Hades, the Infernal Schemer. I think there will be some value there.
We're going to play a Clumsy Guest down onto the board. There goes the Light on Our Hooves into the Inkwell. 5 ink to play with. We are going to shift the Enchanted, of course. Gotta flex on them when you can. So this is a nice card to get onto the board now. A big body. You can challenge into this Nala. Remove it cleanly instead of double challenging into it, which you would have had to do previously, as Nala does have resist 1.
When she has no damage, notably. So we have to send all of our strength in there. As we're going to go after send the Clarabelle after the Nala. We probably can send the Tipo or whoever after the Mulan. We're going to send the Donald Duck after the lady. Probably a good idea.
I'm getting Mulan off the board here too.
Yeah, Oh yeah, helps with the strength. It helps with the lore. T-Po's done enough. He's got to go. I'm sending him on in. I'm sending Lady. I'm sending whoever in. Somebody's got to get busy with this Mulan, and it will be the growing sun. T-Po kicking it in the inkwell, or excuse me, the discard pile. That was a nice little board cleanup there coming in from Honest Abe, who has slowly started to crawl back into this thing. And that's where this deck is at its. I mean, this is usually if they're going to win, it's usually on the back of some serious grind, or it's going to be on the back of a very powerful and potent Under the Sea. So you're going to deny the Under the Sea option. So you're going to lean on this serious grind route and see if that works out for you.
Yeah, Honest Abe was able to go pretty wide there. And also with the Shift Clarabelle was able to go pretty tall, as we do have a Shift Rhino and a Pete. So that's going to stop things like You're Welcome and Mother Knows Best from coming down. Obviously, Under the Sea is not a consideration right now unless you have the full combo. But that was very nicely played by Abe, able to get characters onto the board that can challenge really well into the opposing Amber Steel player. The Amber Steel player not able to find that strength of a Raging Fire, or this game would have been completely over, as Hades, the Infernal Schemer, is going to come down, and you got to get rid of this Rhino, you would think.
Absolutely. And the Rhino does get on into the inkwell. And that, you brought up a great point a few turns ago. That ink decision that was made, it came back to fruition almost immediately, as you made a pretty dynamic play with another Pete. But Abe did have that Hades. I wonder if that's the card that they kept off that Vision of the Future. So showing some gamesmanship on both of these Illumineer sides, staring down these two Petes, and the lore is not reflective of a two Petening behind. So this looks like a perfect opportunity for Honest Abe to kind of turn the tables a little bit, as Clarabelle is going to start to challenge. She is going to be vulnerable to this Pete Games referee on the crackback, but leaving you alone with this Hades and this other Clarabelle ready to shift. I think that is not the worst thing. 2 cards in hand for Jeff.
Yeah, and this is what I was talking about earlier with the Donald Duck. Able to draw so many cards off of that duck and use it to challenge. You were able to get into those answers that you needed, as Jeff was not able to find the strength when the board was at its widest. We are going to trade here, put down a Daisy and a Tiana, but if Under the Sea is in hand, that will most likely spell the end of this game for the Amber Steel player.
Yeah. And I know Jeff Jones has to be feeling that the writing might be on the proverbial wall, as we have not seen any Under the Siege yet, as Basil is going to come on through now.
Here we go. Just one turn every single turn. Answer something, play something. The board gets wider, the board gets taller for the Emerald Sapphire player. And the Amber Steel player is just stuck doing nothing over and over and over. They're in that Doctor Strange time loop, man.
You at this point, you still could win this game in this scenario if you're at 16, 17, 18, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
But you're kind of hard stuck at 8, and there's really nothing you can do about it. So you're gonna have to keep redeploying these characters. The Aurora and the Tiana come on through side by side with the Daisy Duck. Let's see if we can get that. And every time you put characters in, you're just vulnerable to this Under the Sea. You know it's going to be coming sooner or later. As Honest Abe doesn't have it yet again, as we are going to continue to expand more and more. The Donald Duck Flatfoot Focus Detective is going to ramp another card. And is it time to quest? I think you can get exerted here if you will like.
100%. Yeah, just get questing. Even the Clarabelle can do it now. There's no point in wasting time. Your board is way better. You're going to win the race every single time, unless Jeff gets into some docks very quickly.
I mean, you got a ton of ink, so you could, in theory, go dock, play, dock, play, dock, play, sing strength, and we are so back, which it did not happen that way.
But Abe is able to take it. We're going into game number 3 here, and Backseat Genius really wants to get this win here to try and salvage some points in the ICL. Every game matters, every play matters here in the ICL, so this is huge for Backseat Genius, not suffering a 2-0 here to the Amber Steel deck, which can a lot of times feel completely fine in this Emerald Sapphire. Like I was saying, if he was able to find Strength of a Raging Fire during those first 5 turns, it was probably just over on the spot, but not able to get into it. And Honest Abe able to play it really, really well, despite not having the Under the Sea and facing 2 Petes and a Rhino.
Man, for sure. And also just you want to win one on the ICL. You're on the feature match. You're in front of the bright stage and the big lights. You want to make sure you go ahead and represent your organization well and yourself well. So you want to end this thing with a dub to save face. As Jeff Jones is like, you know what? You came out here. You came. You saw. We conquered. I want to come out here with a 3-0 victory. And you're in a prime position to do that. As this Amber Steel deck on the draw, it's one of my least favorite things to do. Stare down Amber Steel going second and just watch them just quest all up in my face. You hate to see it. It's just a miserable feeling.
Yeah, sometimes you can just feel helpless. And this is a really, really interesting format where like there are so many key cards for each deck. And if you miss any of those key cards, it feels like you just got no game, right?
Yeah.
If the Steel deck misses the Strength of Raging Fire, they're like, what do I do? If the Sapphire decks miss their ramp, what do I do? If the Amethyst decks miss their Dumbos, their Genies, or their Elsas, you're just in a really, really precarious situation a lot of the time if you don't hit those lines. But if you do, you feel unstoppable. And last game, neither player was able to find the perfect line, and we got a really, really interesting back and forth kind of game. We'll see if anybody is able to assemble the proverbial Exodia here and take this one down as Aurora comes down on turn number 1, potentially setting up an explosive Tiana on 2 or a bunch of 1-drops, a couple Mulans, maybe a Fire the Cannons. I love threatening the Aurora on turn 1 because you have so many different options that are available to you if your hand can make it happen, as we're going to quest and see what those options are.
Yeah, I think Aurora has been such a good card in the format too. Just having that, being a princess, and what it can add going into Whispers in the Well. I think she can go a couple of different ways and a couple of different things. I like to see the princess be a fully realized and recognized strategy in Disney Lorcana finally for the first time. I know Steel Song was kind of like the princess deck for the longest time, but I would like a true blue Amber and Sapphire princess deck, and I think we're going to get lucky next format as we make a pretty dynamic play here. Penny and Mulan coming in on 2. Strength is not completely set up yet, but you have the characters in play in order to do that, and you are going to ramp in the form of Celia has right. See, Garrett, this is not looking great for the honest one right now in this spot.
Yeah, you want to be able to get those 1-drops and 2-drops down. That way your Baymax is a lot scarier, your Basil's a lot scarier, your Clarabelle is a lot scarier, but do we have it? It's exerted. Would love to see a 1-drop come down. No.
Nothing.
We're just going to exert it for the love of the game as we pass it over to Jeff, who is looking at a clear runway right now. But things can turn very, very quickly if we do have potentially that 3-drop Clarabelle. There's no strength on the other side, and you can get things moving as the Emerald Sapphire player, but this is the position you do not want to be in. At least you can thank your lucky stars that no Nala came down on 2. Penny isn't typically the most powerful play that the Amber Steel deck can do on 2. You'd rather play something like Lilo, of course, Nala, because you want to save that Penny ability for when it is useful. You want to give something resist that makes it meaningful, but here comes Nala Rhino, and we are going quick.
This is probably the worst case scenario for Honest Abe. You don't have a body to contest in any way. You don't have a Baymax threat set up. And you know that as soon as you do anything, you're going to get your cannons fired right on. And it's going to just be more of the same. So if you put a 1-cost character on board now, it's going to be a little too little, little too late. As we're going all the way to our 4-ink turn, and we finally get to a character in the name of Donald Duck, Perfect Gentleman. And is now you don't have a singer set up. So that's one good thing you have going for you. As you can just hard play it with 5 characters on board and then just blast your Donald questing again vigorously with all these characters. Strength here, and I'm just going to cry. Please, not like this.
Strength of Raging Fire, honestly, if I'm the Amber Steel deck, I'm not wasting my time. I got to hard play it unless I shift, and Donald Duck's giving me cards. I'm just a question.
You're just questing here. I'm just afraid of a potential Baymax or I thought something like that. I guess it doesn't even matter. You just get blasted the same.
They're shifting onto their Donald. I don't care. Just quest it out. There's nothing to be scared of right here, and you even have the Pete. So, yeah.
This is hard.
I don't want to say it, but
this one's hard to watch. This one's hard to watch, man. This is a tough one. This is a tough one to watch here.
Even if you remove Penny here, which is the only thing you can do challenging on board, unless you shift Baymax, that's still 7, right?
Yeah,
so the game is just over. It's just over.
I mean, we did see some other knows best, so maybe you can.
Pete was played.
Oh, never mind. Good grief. Yeah.
Checkmate.
Oh, that was brutal. That was hard to watch. It's hard to watch. Oh my goodness.
As an Emerald Sapphire player
look
yourself,
at the hand.
and he shows
Look
hands,
at the hand. Oh no.
Completely bricked up, all the top end, none of the low end. And this is the problem with the Emerald Sapphire deck. It's just a little bit fragile. And if it stumbles, it can't recover a lot of the time.
Yeah, that was kind of hard to observe there. As Honest Abe did everything he could, but we're gonna hop over there and hear what Abe has to say. There's really not a lot to say, but we're gonna hop in there anyway. And here it is. We are here on the ICL on a Tuesday, and we have the Backseat Geniuses who fall down to the Inknights. We'll start with you first. Mr. Jeff Jones. Congratulations on your victory. Amber Steel getting loose, doing what it does best, and that, I mean, it's really hard to really talk about some things that went wrong there or what went right, as that last game was a bit vigorous there. But Amber Steel, is this a deck you've been playing all format, and are you playing any spicy includes in this deck as we're ending this fabled meta?
Nope. It's stock as it comes, baby. Just
standard.
Yellow and gray cards and trying to get 20 lore. That's all I do.
That's it. You just put them down and you exert them. Okay, I can respect that as a viable strategy. But game number 1, was there anything that you were looking for going into the blind? And when you saw that you were playing against Sapphire and Emerald, were you happy? What was your feelings, and what were you trying to watch out for once you determined that that was your matchup?
Well, I kept the Aurora line, which is good against pretty much everything except blue-green. So that was a little tilting, but luckily I was able to just get enough lore to make it not matter. He never under the seed me, so I didn't end up getting punished for it. Thought he was on Blurple and I was feeling really good for one turn, and then he showed me a Basil and it just kind of fell apart.
Dang. Oh, sorry about that. So, on the Amber Steel side of it, I know Garrick is here. Garrick from Garrick's Lorcana, like, he's an Amber Steel main as well. I noticed that you had the Sven. Are you playing Sven? And how has that card been performing you this set?
It's just a 1 of right now. Started out with 2, went down to 0. I'm on 1. It's kind of fine. The deck is 4 drops aren't really, they need to be super impactful. So like it's really just Pluto, the 1 of Spin, and sometimes Rhino. But I mean, he's fine. It took a little bit there in game 1. It wasn't the end of the world, but I forgot for a minute that you also can't challenge in addition to questing. So it kind of cheated me off of lore from the Mulan, from not being able to quest with it and then ready it and take out the Clairbow. But I mean, it quest for 2. It's big. It ready something so it can't be challenged. Kind of negative, like a Nambo with the Tiana, but it's a fine card.
Okay. And I thought it was dope. But Gary, I'm sure you got some questions for him. I mean, you are an Amber Steel player. You took it to the DLC, and you've been playing a lot this set. Was there anything that you noticed about his deck or some of his plays that he made? I know you mentioned about that Ink situation playing into the Pete Rhino line towards the end. Anything that you noticed from your perspective?
Yeah, no, really well played. Emerald Sapphire sometimes can be a scary deck for Amber Steel, but you do have the tools to interrupt it and make it difficult for the Emerald Sapphire deck to recover. How many Fire the Cannons are you playing, and were you altering hard to try and get it to get those shift lines interrupted early in the game?
I play 3 Fire the Cannons, and I mean, I wouldn't say I'm mulligan aggressively for it. I want to apply the deck is I tend to play it just to try and be as aggressive as possible, and like disrupting my opponent is usually a means to that end. So I'm not really looking to prevent them from doing anything. I just want to be as aggressive as possible, and if I get to kill stuff in the interim, it's great. I hold on to them if I draw them, but I'm not actively trying to find them. I want to be able to develop my board. Especially since if you take off a critical turn, the deck plays so many uninkables that sometimes if you whiff one and have to go, in a ink tempo loss to play a Fire the Cannons, it's essentially buying them a turn anyways. Like they're just going to eventually sing the song, and you gave them another turn to do it to begin with. So it's nice to have them, but I don't really the deck's just so low on inkables that it or low on inkables that if it influences my mulliganing decisions pretty heavily. And I'm not super. The only uninkables I'm really digging for this matchup are like early daisies.
Okay. Okay. All right, but we're gonna kick it over. I like that explanation, but we're gonna kick it over to Honest Abe. And Honest Abe, man, I'm sorry it didn't work out for you that time, big dog. It was nice to meet you down there in DLC. Finally, after all this time, we met again. I believe we met before, but we met again. And this match, it did not go the way you wanted it to, man. Unfortunately. But are you playing Baymax and are you playing Under the Sea? Because we didn't see those cards come up in this matchup.
Yeah, yeah, it was great meeting you as well, man. Seeing you again. I am playing Baymax and Under the Sea. Yes, didn't get to see it there. Unfortunately, I had to mulligan. I had to mull 7 both games because I didn't see ramps. So sometimes when you mull 7, you get the ramp, but then the rest of your hand's kind of funky. So uh, that
Yeah.
happened in game 3. There, I ended up mulling 7, found the ramp, but like bent to my will and a bunch of other uninkables in the hand. So it was kind of tough, but it happens.
Yeah. What about Bobby Zemaruski? Are you playing that guy as well or no?
Bobby, yes, 3 Bobbies in the deck. Yes.
Okay, okay. 'Cause I was wondering,
Wow.
I was looking at your situation because it just seemed like you just really weren't having it. He was able to break up your shift lines and the Donald Duck on 4. It just didn't seem like you were able to have the tools necessary because you have to have very specific things, at least in my experience. What about your experience when you're playing against the aggressive deck, especially being on the draw? What are some of the lines you're looking for to be able to combat what the aggressive deck is trying to do?
Yeah, you definitely want your 1 and 2 drop into Baymax so that you can sing Under the Sea. That's key. But Amber still does a really good job of playing Fire the Cannons, which breaks up that shift target. As you saw there, he shot down my Clarabelle 1. So
Mm.
uh, Amber's still doing what it's supposed to do.
Right. Garrick is here. Garrick's Lorcana Lair says that green blue is a fake deck and is not real, and the deck basically sucks,
Okay.
and it shouldn't be
Didn't
part
say all
of
that.
the meta. What are your thoughts on that? That's a quote, and I quote. I wrote it down. I was like, "Dang, Garrick, you really saying it like that?" And he's
Wow.
saying, "Hey,
Ace.
man," he
You know
said the
what?
deck's.
It's Green Blue's very unique. It's a bit of a high roll deck, and to me, I think it's one of the highest ceilings. When it does roll high, it rolls really high. But it does have the ability to kind of defeat itself sometimes too with the way you draw. And if you break up the shift targets like you said earlier, if you hit the shift targets, I mean you're in good shape against the deck, I think.
Mm-hmm. But I do have one more question, a legitimate question though, and I'll kick it over to Garrett. But in that game, I think it was game 2 or game 1. I think it was game 1. You conceded early. You had a play where you could have taken out the Aurora and then put the Reckless onto one of the 2 questers and survive a turn. Did you just say, "Hey man, this game is over. There's nothing I can do. Let's just get up out of here, save some time," or you just said, what was your thoughts there on getting out of there in that early one?
Yeah, I think so. I believe he was at, I don't remember, 18 or he was pretty high in lore, and I don't think I had a single
17,
lore
yeah.
on board. 17, yeah. So like,
Yeah.
I don't think much would have changed if I would have kept going there. So I just said, let's just move on to the next game.
Okay, okay. Just get up out of there, save a little bit of time. I don't hate it. I
Yeah.
don't hate it. It is what it is. Okay, Gary. I'm sorry, Garrett. You can defend yourself now after that.
No,
With
you're good.
Tell us how you feel.
I'll just take the slander. No, it does feel like a very feast or famine deck, and it was a lot of famine for you today. Unfortunately, not able to find those 1 drops early, and then just being stuck with all those big cards. I've played against Emerald Sapphire a lot, and when you're able to get something like John Silver down, and then those Basils come down like you did in game number 2, it can be basically unwinnable, even if you're at a really, really high lore count for the Ember Steel deck. So, I mean, you piloted it really well. It was just unfortunate with the draws.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. But gentlemen, I want to thank you guys both for participating in the ICL. It didn't work out for the Backseat Genius this time. You will come back stronger. I'm sure you guys are going to rebound. You had a wonderful season last year, and I think you guys can come back stronger. But Honest Abe, we're going to start over with you as your shout outs before we start to wrap the show up for tonight. You guys went down, but give me a message of encouragement to keep fighting on.
Oh yeah, shout out to the team, all the boys. We're excited for Richmond, so we're gonna try to get out there and play some more Lorcana. Shout out to you guys for putting on the show. The commentators are always really good here, so we really appreciate that. And yeah,
For
shout out to
sure.
the
Much
viewers.
love,
Shout
man.
out to Twitch. We love you guys.
Real talk, real talk. Much love to you as well. And the winners the winners back at it again. Congratulations to the Inknights for coming on through and getting to the dub. We'll kick it on to you, Mr. Jeff Jones. Anything you want to say for winning the ICL tonight?
Yeah, I want to say good game to my opponent. It was nice to digitally meet you. For shout outs, I got my team. They're a great group of people to have. Love to have that resource in my back pocket. Shout out to the ICL for having us. This is a blast, and I'm super glad we get to do it. And hopefully, one of these days, I'll manage to score one of those coveted DLC tickets and meet you guys in real life. It'll be great.
Let's do it. I'll be looking forward to it, Jeff Jones. I hit you with a who? Jeff Jones in real life, man. But again, I want to thank you both for being here and participating in the ICL. It means a lot to all of us in this community, and keep doing it. We'll be watching you guys with great interest as the season goes along. But we're hopping back into the booth, and we're going to start to close down the show. So, gentlemen, have a great night.
You too.
Thanks, you too.
I'm back. I've been back. Almost had me. You never had me. ADC. He doesn't know where he's at. He's lost.
Oh, I'm lost.
He's lost, bro.
I was lost. Sorry, a little fatigued. I am a little fatigued. Okay, that one was bad. I had it all queued up, and I got completely lost on that one, Garrick, on the way back to the booth.
I hit you with the almost had me. You never had me.
I never had me. You almost had your car. I was ripping and running trying to get back to the booth, and it did not work out for us there, man. But 3-0 victory, a sweep coming in for the Inknights. I hate these sweeps on the ICO. I like them nice, competitive, full shows, but it is what it is sometimes. And I'm sure the Backseat Gene is going to come back a little bit sooner, just like you're going to come back. Are you going to be back here tomorrow, potentially, for another round, another rep?
I'll be back here tomorrow. I won't be doing as much because I had to play tonight. I had to record those games tonight on the side and cast it tonight. So
yeah,
had
that's
me
a lot.
busy behind the scenes.
And we did this is not a podcast too, so you've been working. I've been working too. I've been working pretty hard today. But Garrick, it's always nice to see you, and it's always nice to be a part of the ICL. Make sure you guys hit the follow button on your way out as we're about to wrap the show up. But tomorrow, production, who are we going to be seeing on the features tomorrow? I don't know. Let me pull up the list. You guys sent me the list like 4 times. My brain ain't working, dude. Let me pull the thing up, see who's going to be on the Luxury and MVR Shift. Oh, I'm definitely going to be here for MVR Shift Day. You can believe that. And Luxury. I want to see who they're going to send and what side they're going to bring out. It's going to be a stellar show tomorrow. So let's get out here and see what those Illumineers are going to do. But Garrett, you got anything you want to say before we wrap it up?
Huge shout out to the ICL. Huge shout out to all the players that show up every week, all the judges, Rod and Luke, all my fellow casters. Amazing being here every week. Can't wait to be here tomorrow for another explosive matchup as we're keeping the ICL running hot every single week. We were off last week for the DLC, but we're back now, and I could not be happier to be here. Of course, sharing the booth with you, JDZ. Always a pleasure. Check out This Is Not a Podcast every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Or 1 p.m. Pacific Standard, or you can do.
It might be a little earlier if there's an ICL. It's a bit earlier. we did start kind of early today, but
it was an early one today, but that's usually how it goes. You can check out all of my stuff on the Lorcana layer, Garrick's Lorcana layer. I just did a Trove unboxing and a box unboxing for Whispers in the Well. So if you're excited about that, go check those out. Check out JDZ's as well. And we're going to be doing our single player deck battle. You're hunting for some revenge. I'm not going to let you have it, but I will build my deck live and see if chat cooks me like they cooked you on the Grand Pabby deck last set. You can also find me on Brent's Mukai's channel, Brent's Quest, where I do the quest cast with him every Wednesday. So yeah, I'm up, I'm around. That's where you can find me.
I love that, Garrick. I love that. Very, very seamless. You're all over the place. You're a hardworking man out here in these city streets. But you guys know what it is. You know who I am. You can find me or don't find me. You'll see me when you see me, and I'll be back at it again tomorrow. But thank you so much for being here. As always, ICL on a Tuesday, taking off. Until then,
on a Wednesday, on a Tuesday.
Dude, my brain is like collapsing, dude. I can feel the nutrients just leaving my brain pattern.
Do me a favor and do nothing on Thursday. Just relax.
Bro, I'm going to the Lorecast on Thursday, dude.
Oh, okay. Friday. On Friday.
I'm setting up the production for the CCQ on Saturday. I'm streaming Saturday and Sunday.
All right, Monday, take a day off. Please.
Monday,
Please.
we're back at it again, dude.
No,
All
take a
gas,
day
no
off.
breaks. I just need a little bit of sleep. That's all. We'll get it done.
That's
Don't
it.
worry.
Okay.
All right, bro. Until tomorrow. Peace.